How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How we doing this morning? Get ready to talk about all things insulin resistance, diabetes. You know how we get down. How's your night? Do something fun, exciting? Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about something fun and exciting. And that is how to reverse type 2 diabetes. Okay? That is what we're going to talk about. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to give you guys edutainment. What's that? That's education plus entertainment. Ooh, that's what you get when it comes to me. We're going to be here until 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we are each and every day except for Sunday. We're here every day for about 4 hours, except for Sunday. We don't come on Sunday. Take a chill pill on Sunday. But other than that, man, we're rolling. How we doing, folks? A couple of folks that we just joined. We just turned the live on. So there's going to be a couple of folks coming in, joining us. As you know, my name's Kelley. You know who I am, Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Talk about all things insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, all of that. But we give it in lessons. So if you've never been in one of my lives before, oh, it's a whole class, man. We just go through the whole gambit. And we're going to find out, is insulin resistance or is diabetes a lifelong condition? If you've been recently diagnosed, have you been recently diagnosed with this condition? If you have, the question is it something I got to take for the rest of my life? Is this something I got to do for the rest of my life? We've been myth busting on this show. We've been doing some busting some myths, right? Number one myth is, do you have to stay on those meds for the rest of your life if you get diagnosed with insulin resistance or diabetes? And then we busted that myth last week, and the answer was no, because we had Jazzy go in to the doctor. Her A1C was at an 8 before she hung out with me. She hung out with me for a little while, a couple of weeks. And then 2 weeks later, she goes back to the doctor after she finishes hanging out with me for a couple of weeks, tweaking her diet a little bit. As a result, her A1C went from an 8 to a 6. Okay. Then what's crazy is the doctor then took her off of the meds. So when I say your next A1C test could shock you in a good way, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Or somebody like Steven, he's went from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days, 2 weeks. Why? It's because all we did was just find out what diabetes was, where it comes from. Where does it come from? Where does it come from? It comes from having too much blood sugar. And how do you have too much blood sugar? Is because you got too much insulin. So insulin and blood sugar go hand in hand. And where does high blood sugar and where does high insulin levels come from? If you're a type 2 diabetic, it comes from your lifestyle choices. That's what it comes from. It comes from everything that you do every day will determine how your body expresses itself. Whether you're going to have a high A1C, a low A1C, all of that stuff. It's 6 areas, folks, but I'll give you 4 right now. How you doing in stress management? Are you doing okay in stress management? Are you managing your stress pretty well? Or are you not? Okay? Are you having an active body? Or are you sitting around chilling? Are you clean eating? Or are you eating like crap, as I call it? Are you doing effective sleep? Or are we staying out all night going to the after hours spot? Okay? These and how much alcohol are we drinking? These areas, folks, these are the areas. And how much medication are we taking? These are the areas that will determine what will happen to our A1C. Whether our A1C is going to go up, whether it's going to go down, or whether it's going to stay the same. Based on the choices that you made in those particular areas. This is called lifestyle medicine. So that's what we're going to cover, folks. We're going to cover all things A1C first. We're going to find out who it is that we're facing. Who's the villain that you're facing? Right? And what's this villain doing to you? How's it disrupting your life? The villain is insulin resistance. The villain is type 2 diabetes. The villain is PCOS. The villain is erectile dysfunction. right? The villain is metabolic syndrome, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. That's all the villain. But on today's live, folks, as we do each and every day, we're going to tell you how to defeat the villain. So that's it, folks. That's a little bit about what I do. I help people who are struggling with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, not to just manage their condition, but to totally eradicate it, using a lifestyle first approach. That's what I'm all about. Lifestyle first, medication second. My philosophy is this. Here's what I believe. I believe that if we can't fix it with the lifestyle first, okay, then we can talk about the medication. But it's always got to be the lifestyle first. And folks, that is how you can climb yourself out of the hole. That's how you can take yourself what's called a blood sugar shower. Not sure if you ever heard of a blood sugar shower. You probably haven't, because it's something that I just made up. I made it up. Okay. But it's true. It's what's happening to your blood cells. You can literally give your red blood cells a shower literally every day, based on the choices that you're making, based on your stress management, based on your activity levels, based on your eating, based on your sleeping, based on your substance abuse. You can literally, it's like knocking the sugar off every day. You're knocking more and more sugar off of those red blood cells, more and more sugar. And in as little as 2 weeks, as people are doing on my 14-day challenge, in as little as 2 weeks, their A1C is dropping 2 points, from an 8 to a 6, from a 7 to a 5.7. Come on. Because that's how quickly your body wants to heal. That's how quickly your body wants to heal, not now, but right now. If you give it the right amount of tools, you give it the right tools, and you give it the right equipment, your body will heal itself. Just like it did for me. Check it out. Just like it did for me. If you're just joining us, my name's Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. But check it out, though. I wasn't always a nutritionist, and I wasn't always a health coach, because a few years ago, I was actually in the worst shape of my life. I go in the doctor, I get diagnosed as having heart disease, being obese, and having diabetes. Check it out. Diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. All right. You ever experienced that? You know what I'm talking about? Look at that. Look at my stomach. It's out of control. That was 2 weeks before my diagnosis. I had no idea. I had no idea that I was getting ready to get diagnosed with all those conditions. And look at my face. I'm just laughing and cheesing it up. Okay? That's called diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, all at the very same doctor's visit, by the way. Have you ever experienced anything like that? So, folks, I know a thing or two about fighting this villain. Here's the last one. I know a thing or two about this villain that we're up against. I know that your next doctor's visit, if you hang out with me for a little while, start implementing all the stuff that I'm saying, I know that your next doctor's visit or your next A1C test is going to shock the hell out of you, but in a very good way. Very good way. So that's it, folks. We're going to start talking. This is how my lives work. Come on, introduce myself, which I just did. Tell you a little bit about my story, or how you can see yourself in my story. Hopefully you can see yourself in my story. But if you can see yourself in my story, stick around with me, hang out, because we're going to talk about how to defeat this giant. First, we're going to find out what it is. Who's the villain that we're facing? That's the first part of the story. The second part of the story is, how can we defeat the villain? It's your movie. We're going to rewrite the script. We're going to tear up that old script, and we're going to toss that out and say, my past does not define my future, right? Your past self does not define your future, just like it did for me. My past self did not define my future. Look, that's a year between those two pictures. A year. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. You're going to do the same thing. Your next doctor's visit, your next A1C test is going to blow your doctor's mind. It's going to blow your mind, and it's going to blow, well, it's not going to blow your mind because you did the work, but it's going to blow your doctor's mind. Okay? That's whose mind is going to blow. So that's it, folks. That's how my lives work. So let's get into it. Let's see if y'all got any questions. It's a whole 4-hour live. We're gonna be here for a while. Let's see if we got any questions. Where the folks from? Where y'all from, folks? Do me a favor, bebop that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition, insulin resistance, diabetes, all of that stuff, type 2 diabetes. Share this live out with them. Bebop that screen, double tap that screen, share this live out with them, folks. Let's see if we got any questions. All right, my A1C was in January was a 6.1. My A1C in January was 6.1. I changed my eating habits and stopped bad carbs like rice and carbs. There you go, like rice and carbs. Okay, fantastic. What is it now? It was a 6.1 in January. What's it now? Eating mainly vegetables and protein, and my A1C has not changed in September. Still a 6.1. Oh, got it. Still a 6.1. Hasn't changed. Okay. Well, it just means we got to go in and tweak something. We got to tweak something. We got to find out where you're not maintaining your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It's a formula. We're going to find out what's going on in those areas. Why is it still at 6.1? You know, we're in September. All right, we're gonna find that out. That's what we got. That's what we got to dive deep into, my good sir or ma'am or JoJo. Yeah, so we got to dive deep into Northeast Texas. I want to reverse my type 2 diabetes. There it is, Roger. You want to reverse it? That's amazing. You're gonna do the same thing that I did. You're gonna just like so many other people did. But here's the thing, Roger. You're gonna have to do the work, boss. We're gonna have to do the work. And when I'm about to get up on this board and I'm going to show you what the work is, the work that you're going to have to do to bring your number back to that ideal range, to shock the hell out of your doctor whenever you go back. Okay, I'm going to show you the work you're going to have to do. Somebody's trying to battle me. I'm not battling. All right. Delaware. Ooh, Tallahassee. I lowered my A1C by walking 3 miles, and it was a 178. Now down to a 112, 118. Okay. Love it. Love it. Let's see. Mine went down 0.4 in 2 months with diet changing. My doctor was shocked from a 6.3 to a 5.9. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Jax. Amen. Hey, French, we're about to do it. We're about to do it, French 9200. Do me a favor, folks. Put the word A1C in the chat. If you are curious about what an A1C is or hemoglobin A1C and what does it mean when you have diabetes? Who is the villain that we're fighting? Like I told you, this is a 2-part story. It's actually a whole part. 2-part story, then I'm going to tell you the work that you're going to have to do. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you what it is. And then the next part of it, I'm going to tell you how to fix it, like the overall picture. And then we're going to just start doing little individual areas like clean eating. I'm going to dive into clean eating. You know, we're going to be here for a while, folks. So strap in, buckle up, strap in, enjoy the ride. Limiting adding sugar, eating whole foods. Charlotte, North Carolina, A1C 9.7, now a 6.5. I cut all. Fantastic. My A1C was a 14, now it's a 6.9. Shout out to you. Oh, yo, that's progress right there. From a 14.9 to a 6.9. How did you do it though? French, how did you do it? We want to know. It sounds like you had a purpose. Because that's what it's all about. It's having a purpose. See, obstacles aren't the enemy. A weak purpose is the enemy. Ooh, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Having a weak purpose. Having a strong purpose. Both. Went from 11.9. I didn't want insulin. Yeah, you don't want insulin. That's a big motivator. I want to know. Here it is. Put A1C in the chat, folks. If y'all just joining us, put the words A1C in the chat. Some people want to know what the heck an A1C really is. You know what I mean? And why it's important. Okay. It's time to go to the board. Let me bring this up. It's time to go to the board, folks. Class is in session. Class is in session. Let's see. Woo, okay. Let's get this right. Hold on. Class is in session. All right, let's see. All right, I think we're good over here. Okay, oh, turn this light on. We need more lights. All right, here we go, folks. Class is in session. Here's what we're going to do. Like I told you, here's what we're going to do. Very first thing is to understand what the condition is that we're facing. Who are we facing? Who's the villain? Y'all just joined us. My name is Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, health coach, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. We're getting ready to break down A1C and what it takes to actually defeat this thing. Okay, do me a favor, folks. If you've ever gone to the doctor and they say, hey, listen, we got to check your hemoglobin. We got to check your A1C. But who's ever gone to the doctor and the doctor's like, yo, I'm anemic. You get diagnosed with being anemic, having low iron. Put a me in the chat if that's ever happened to you. You go to the doctor and they're like, yo, listen, you're anemic, you got low iron, all of that stuff. Yeah, me. Also, put new in the chat too, folks. If you're new to me, if you're new to my live, put new in the chat, because we're going to break down this little thing called type 2 diabetes, A1C, what the heck is it, insulin resistance, all of that stuff right now. Okay, somebody's new. Roderick, you're new. Shout out to you. Oh, okay, got a few newbies. Okay, shout out to the newbies. Man, y'all in for a treat, because here we go. All right. Okay, couple of new folks. Shout out to you. The word hemo means iron and oxygen. Iron and oxygen, rich blood, is flowing through your body. Basically, every time you breathe, you know how important it is to breathe, okay? The breath that you breathe is very, very, very important. Well, your hemoglobin is oxygen-rich blood going through every cell of your body. It's so important, folks. This stuff's so important, this hemoglobin stuff, that if you don't have enough of it, the doctors will give you a blood transfusion. So if you're anemic, it's why you're always tired, you're retired, you're fatigued, you're all of that. The reason you're tired and fatigued and all of that is because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through your veins. And as a result, you get very, very tired. The word globin means protein. So iron and oxygen is being carried through every cell of your body by a protein. Oxygen-rich blood, constantly, all day, every day, 24/7, 24/7, like red blood cells giving you oxygen. Here's how much they give you oxygen. Check it out. Try to hold your breath. See how long you can hold your breath? Not very long, right? Maybe like 30 seconds at the most. That's because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood getting to your cells. So you got to breathe. So this stuff is very, very important, folks. The word A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to the hemoglobin. How much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months? Well, what do you mean stuck, Kelley? What do you mean it's been stuck to it? Well, it's stuck like some sugar and candy. Sugar, candy. You know how when sugar and candy get stuck on your finger? Like, it's nasty. You don't like it. Or if it's all in your, if you get, just imagine jumping in a big pool of soda. Can you imagine that? That's the sticky stuff that I'm talking about. It feels like you just want to go take a shower. Yeah, it's the sticky stuff that I'm talking about. That sticky stuff is on every cell, each part of your hemoglobin. It's called glycation. The more sugar, check it out. The more sugar that has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months, basically, it means it shortens your life. That's what it means. Because it means the sugar is literally choking out your oxygen. Literally. That is literally what a hemoglobin A1C number is. Like, that's the plainest way I can say it. Okay? It's a very important number. And it goes anywhere between 4 and 30. It can go higher than 30 in some cases. And in other cases, it can go lower than 4. But generally, it's going to be anywhere between 4 and 30. 4 on the low end, 30 on the very, very high end. Okay? Very high end. Here's the thing. It is a percent of sugar. The percent of sugar that's stuck to the hemoglobin. So let's find out what that means. Like, what does that mean, Kelley? All right, let's find out what that means. What does it mean when your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4? You go to the doctor, like a lot of people go to the doctor and get a checkup, get their A1C checked. What does it mean when you go to the doctor and your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4? Can you put it in the chat? Can you tell me what it means, folks? When you put it in the chat, put it in the chat. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means, oh, pre-diabetes, somebody said. Pre-diabetes. Do me a favor, folks, and share this live out too. Share this live out with anybody that you know that's struggling with this condition. It's a very, very reversible condition. And on today's live, I'm going to tell you why it's a reversible condition. We'll be here for a while. So buckle up, strap in, and enjoy the ride. Okay, diabetic from Sweden. Hi from Sweden. Shout out to you from Sweden. Ooh. Okay, what does it mean? Any more guesses? Any more guesses on what it means? 5.7 to 6.4. Okay. No more guesses. All right, that's it. Pre-diabetes. But that still doesn't mean anything. What does it mean to have pre-diabetes? Okay, let's find out why we should care about this number. Who knows what it means when, who knows what the most important hormone is in the body? Can you tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? Like, there's a lot of important hormones in the body. Like, I'm not an endocrinologist. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice, okay? But I know that what the most important hormone is in the body. Can you tell me, what do you think it is? Ooh, some guesses here. All right, appreciate the follow. Just diagnosed with diabetes. I will not get on prescription. I will not get on prescription, man. There it is. I love it. I love it. Ooh, kidney. All right. Okay. Insulin. I see insulin, most important hormone in the body. Right. Metabolism. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other guesses on what the most important hormone is in the body? Is it cortisol? Is it estrogen? Is it testosterone? Is it dopamine? Is it glucagon? Is it insulin? Is it ghrelin? All right, a lot of different guesses. Okay, dopamine. Yeah, that's an important hormone, isn't it? Dopamine. Yeah. Okay, pancreas, dopamine. All right, this is it. It's insulin, folks. Insulin is hands down the most important hormone in the body. Well, what do you mean? It's hands down the most important hormone in the body. Insulin. Why? It's because if you don't have it, you won't survive. If you don't have enough insulin coursing through your veins, like a type 1 diabetic, type 1 diabetics cannot produce insulin because their beta cells, the cells that produce the insulin, have been destroyed by their immune system. So the immune system is at odds with the pancreas. So as a result, a type 1 diabetic cannot produce insulin. So therefore, they have to be insulin dependent. That is what it's called, to be insulin dependent. Now, the other side, there's insulin resistant. It's an insulin resistance says this. Instead of not having enough, now you're producing too much. If you're producing too much insulin, your body starts to resist it. Like you're coming around here too much insulin. We're not going to listen to you anymore. So I don't know about you, but could you tell me if this is a good thing or a bad thing? Do you think that this is the most important hormone in the body? And this number is an indicator of how insulin resistant you have become. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, folks. Let me know. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing to know that this number is an indicator? Folks, this is how serious I want y'all to take this number. If your numbers are high, we start getting high, we start raising the stakes, folks. Is that a good thing? Definitely bad. Most important hormone in the body, you're becoming resistant to. Okay, so pre-diabetes means this. A lot of people ask, well, what's pre-diabetes? Well, pre-diabetes means that you're already insulin resistant. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all it means. That's all it means to be a pre-diabetic. It is no different than being someone who's diagnosed as being a diabetic, or a type 2 diabetic. The only difference is How bad did you let the insulin resistance get? That's the only question. So it's pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, whatever. How bad did you let it get? That's the only difference. So there's no difference between pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes, folks. It's the exact same thing. Okay, so let's raise the stakes. Let's raise the stakes. It's 6.5 or higher. What does it mean when your A1C is a 6.5 or higher? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What does it mean? What does it mean? Ooh, diabetic. Diabetic. Okay. Yeah, diabetic. Definitely out of control. Body can't produce enough insulin. Well, that's type 1. Your body. Type 1 your body cannot produce enough insulin. Type 2 has too much insulin. It's why your body has become resistant to it. So I told y'all folks, this is what we're gonna find out what this thing is, and then I'm gonna tell you how to fix it. I'm gonna tell you that what you're gonna have to do to be able to fix this. But first, I want you to understand what it is. I want you to understand who we're fighting first. I want you to understand who the villain is. When we raise the stakes and your numbers start getting 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. The higher the number is, the more stakes, the greater the stakes get. You're like, well, what do you mean the greater the stakes get? Because like I told you before, the A1C number is a percent of how much sugar has been stuck to your life. Literally, I told you, hemoglobin is your freaking life. It's how you breathe. It's oxygen that we breathe. Oxygen-rich blood needs to go to every cell of your body. Don't believe me? Try holding your breath for a minute or two. All of this stuff's important, folks. Basically, a hemoglobin A1C number is this. It is literally, and I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, it is literally an indicator for how long you are going to live. Barring anything tragic, barring anything tragic happens, God forbid, knock on wood. This number will tell you how quickly you're going to check out of here. It's called aging. It's called glycation. The higher the percentage of sugar that stays stuck to your hemoglobin, the more your cells are glycating, and the more life is literally being sucked from you, being drained from you. So that is why I say, folks, you got to go take a blood sugar shower. The ideal range is this. I'm going to put that over here. The ideal range is this, folks. 4.9, 5.3. That's the goal that we're going to shoot for. But how do we get it there? That's the question. But first and foremost, I want to make sure that this is making sense to y'all folks. The higher the number is, the faster, basically, you're digging a grave with your teeth. That's what it means. Simply what an A1C number is. A1C number is. It is literally it's literally how long do you want to live? That's the question that you got to ask yourself. If I have a high A1C, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, how long do I want to live? You answer that question based on this number, you will know how long you're expected to live. Is it 15 years too soon? 20 years too soon? We all got to leave here. The question is, don't speed up the process, folks. We're all getting old. We're all getting older. We don't have to get old, man. We don't have to get old. So the question is this making sense to y'all folks? Do you understand what it means to have a high hemoglobin A1C, folks? We got to go in and we got to take a blood sugar shower. And I'm going to tell you how to do that next. But if this is making sense to y'all, folks, put a health yes in the chat. Health yes. Put that in the chat. If you not understand what it means to tackle this giant, we got two important numbers here. Insulin, most important hormone in the body. Hemoglobin, literally your life. Literally, the oxygen, the air that you breathe. Put a health yes in the chat. Thank you kindly. My sugar is a 5.9 or health, yeah. That's it. Do it. Put a health yes in the chat. And do me a favor, folks. If that's making sense to y'all, here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to go to my page and take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. If you're just joining us, if you're new to me, it's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to go and understand and learn your diabetes management style. Like, how you managing this thing? Are you doing a great job managing this thing? Are you doing a terrible job managing this thing? Like, how you doing? Okay? We're going to find out. I want you to go here. Click on my picture. So if you're on my other socials as well, it's linked in my bio, my description. It's right here. All right, go take the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Have I been doing a great job? It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. All right, just click on that right over here. Same thing as well. It's a 2-minute quiz. Have I been doing a great job? Have I been doing a terrible job? You just got to be honest with yourself. So that's what this quiz is all about. It's going to take you 2 minutes. That's all it's going to take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Next, I'm going to tell you how to fix this thing. That's coming next. But before we do that, let's see if we got any questions. We're going to take some quick questions, and then we're going to get onto the board, and we're going to talk about how to get this number back to the ideal range. Good morning. What's up, Jay Money? Mine is a 5.7 2 months ago. It's been good until now. Okay. What's up, Jay Money? How's it going? You're on the challenge, man. You're on day what? 9? How's it going on the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? Ooh, the blood sugar reset challenge. I'm 5'5". What is it? What does that mean? Okay. 5'5". What does that mean? Quick question. So we said the ideal range is 4.9 to 5.3. We said 5.7 to 6.4 is pre-diabetic. 5.5, you're kind of in that limbo area where it could go either way. Right? It could go either way when it comes to the 5.4. So, or 5.5. So 5.4 saying that you don't want to go any higher than that. That's about where you want to stay. You don't want to go any higher than that. Okay? 5.4 is like, Okay, I need to work harder than you. Need to work harder. Thank you so much. You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. I'm going to show you how to maintain your pace coming up. All right, so that's it for the question. So, folks, let's get to it now. What do you do to fix this thing? How you fix this thing is called you got to go take a blood sugar shower. You take a blood sugar shower. Okay? What does that mean? I told you before, like when you jump in the water and it's all sticky, you jump in a big pool of Mountain Dew and you're all sticky. Well, that's literally what's happening to every cell of your body. So you got to knock the sugar off. And how do you knock the sugar off? Do you knock it off by taking all the medication? Like I said before, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But what I'm telling you is, it is 100% possible for you to do this every single day because your red blood cells are regenerating literally every single day. So taking a blood sugar shower means, what's the work that you have to do to knock the sugar off? Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep, folks. It's called lifestyle medicine. This is the medication, the only medication that you can take to bring your number back to the ideal range. Here we say it right here. It's called lifestyle medicine. Let's dig into that. This one's my favorite topic. All right, I don't know what happened up there. Ideal 4.9, 5.3. That's what we're aiming for. 4.9 to 5.3. But to go take a blood sugar shower, you're gonna have to maintain your pace. To start knocking this sugar off, I can't spell today. You gotta maintain your pace. Folks, every day, your red blood cells regenerate themselves. Literally every day. No, it's not about low iron leading to diabetes. That's not what it's about. It's about, I'm saying, if you combine those two, the hemoglobin and hemoglobin A1C, you combine the hemoglobin and being insulin resistant, low iron and being insulin resistant, that's the problem. That's a real problem. So how do we get it here though, folks? How do we get it to the ideal area? Here's what we do. We got to maintain our pace. And these meds, these are the only meds that you can prescribe to yourself. I can't prescribe you these meds. The doctor can't prescribe you these meds. But these are the only meds, okay, that are going to get you back to the ideal range. And it's called lifestyle medicine. Here's what I believe. I believe that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. Like I told you before, I'm not a doctor. Go listen to your doctor. Okay, great. Not telling you to do that. I mean, not to do that, not to listen to your doctor. But what I am telling you is you can take your health back into your own hands. And how do you do that? By maintaining your pace. Having a peaceful mind. Ooh. It's the very first part of taking a blood sugar shower, getting all of that blood sugar, washing your hemoglobin literally every day. Every day. Peaceful mind. Why is it so important? It's because stress is the great equalizer. Anytime you get stressed out, your body goes into adrenaline, it sends adrenaline. Then cortisol. Then blood sugar. Then insulin. So wherever blood sugar goes, folks, insulin follows. Wherever blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So when you're chronically stressed, when you're yelling at the whoever, the traffic, whoever, okay, none of that stuff matters. You've got control over your thoughts, your own actions, and your own reactions. The second you realize that is the second you'll start to gain power. So when you're chronically stressed and you're trying to get rid of diabetes, you're trying to get your number to the ideal range, you're trying to get rid of insulin resistance, which we're talking about, type 2 diabetes. You're trying to shock your doctor, okay? Stress management. Here are the 3 M's: meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's, folks. Meditation, mindfulness, and meet with your therapist. Those are 3 things that you got to do. The 3 M's. Maintaining, as part of maintaining your pace. Very important stuff. The A, now this one is the most neglected one, folks. This is the one of that prescription that you got to write for yourself. That prescription that only you can prescribe to yourself. Whew. Active body is the one that people dread the most. They dread it. But here's what I say. Do what you dread and you'll grow instead. If you dread doing 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you have high blood sugar, man, you don't know what you're missing out on. You're like, well, what do I mean I'm missing, Kelley? People who work out, people who move their body tend to live longer. People who have high blood sugar should definitely be moving their body. Here's why. Especially after you eat. It's because muscles are hungry. You're like, well, what are they hungry for? Well, they're hungry for the same stuff that you've got too much of. Can you imagine that? You've got too much blood sugar. If you have insulin resistance, if you've got PCOS, if you've got erectile dysfunction, if you've got all of these things, pre-diabetes, like I talked about, all that stuff, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, if you've got all of that, being an active body is going to having an active body is going to be your friend, because every time you move, those muscles, they soak up the blood sugar. It's all about taking a blood sugar shower, folks. This is how you take a shower. You got to maintain your pace every single day. Now, do you have to be perfect? No, you don't have to be perfect, but you got to get back on track. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week is what you got to prescribe to yourself. You're like, well, what's 30 minutes a day of moderate intensive movement? I mean that if you're on the treadmill, the simplest way to say it is if you're on a treadmill, it means that you can talk, but you can't sing. That's the simplest way to say it. You can talk, but you cannot sing. If you're on the treadmill and you can sing, then that means you're not being active enough. That means you're not moving your body enough. That means you got to pick up the pace. So, folks, it's why moving your body is so important. Do something simple like this, practical, like check it out. You could be, right after you finish eating, you could go like maybe wash the dishes. You could go do some laundry. You can grab one of those squeegee balls, the balls where you squeeze it and you just get it on your forearm, or you squeeze it. You do that, folks, and you just get all your muscles. You don't even have to be, you could be on the couch doing this, watching your favorite show, just You do that, folks, and you're getting that, all that glucose from the food that you just ate is now being soaked up, because muscles do not need insulin. Here's the thing about muscles. They do not need insulin to go into the muscles, to give you energy. They do not need insulin. It is the only, everything else needs insulin, everything. But muscles are the only thing, when they need the energy right now, they can bypass the insulin. So that is why it's so important to be active, folks. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. All right, here we go. We're up in the ante now, folks. We're going to up the ante. The C. What's the C? One of the most controversial topics that there is. And it's called clean eating. Very, very controversial. Why is it so controversial? It's because everybody loves their food, okay? Everybody loves their food. It's because we grew up on what we grew up on. Man, what'd you grow up on? Oh, I grew up on this. What'd you grow up on? I grew up on that. It's personal. So it's up there with religion, politics, all of that. It's highly debated. I didn't know that until I became a nutritionist. I didn't know that until I became a health coach. I didn't know that until I didn't know. So here's the thing about clean eating. Here's my thoughts on clean eating. Since there's so many controversial topics, eat this, eat that, carnivore, vegan, whatever, Mediterranean, whatever, all these the werewolf diet, whatever, all these diets. Let's just keep it simple. Eat whole, clean, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Clean, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can, folks. What do we mean by that? Something that came from something that was grown from a branch, something that was grown from the dirt. Something you like once had dirt on it. You know what I mean? A tree, a branch, leaner sources of protein. All right. We're talking fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, beans, leaner sources of protein. Like again, whatever protein you prefer, whether it's fish, whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's venison, whether it's steak, whether it's eggs, tofu, or tempeh. Doesn't really matter. All that matters is make sure it's the leaner sources, okay? We're not talking about things like bacon and salami and the sausages. Like, that's not clean eating, folks. Boudin for my Louisiana folks. If you're new to me and you're from Louisiana, boudin, folks, is not clean eating, okay? Crawfish is not clean eating, all right? So we're going to dive more into clean eating, folks. But that's it. That's it on clean eating. We're going to dive more into that. But here's the thing about clean eating. I'm going to tell you about when it says you want to get off of the meds and you want to get your life back and you want to lower your A1C naturally. Here's what I want you to remember about clean eating. That when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. I'm going to say that one more time so it sinks in. When it comes to clean eating, this is what I want you to remember. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. The E, folks. What do we think the E stands for? To maintaining our pace, to get our numbers back to this ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3, to taking this blood sugar shower we're talking about, because we're knocking that sugar off every single day. Effective what, folks? What's the next part of the formula? Ooh, any guesses on what effective is? The last part. Effective what, folks? Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective. No guesses. Okay. Planning. Okay. Okay. Somebody said, right? We're getting to your answers, folks. We're getting to the questions right now. Don't worry. As soon as we finish this formula, we're getting to the questions. Don't worry. Sleep, mind, rest. I like that. Sleep, rest, results. Yeah, effective results. But that's it, folks. No, it's sleep. Effective sleep, folks. Man, let me get that. Effective sleep. Why is it so important? Why? Well, it's so important because if you don't get enough sleep, 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, folks, here's what's going to happen. You're going to throw everything off. Everything's going to be thrown off. The lack of sleep is a stressor. You wake up the very next day. If you don't get 6 to 9 hours of sleep, you're going to wake up the very next day hungry, and you're going to wake up the next day just want to raid the fridge, and then you're automatically going to be more insulin resistant the very next day. So when you get stressed out from not getting enough effective sleep because your body hasn't had a chance to restore itself, that's what happens when you sleep. Your brain, all of the blood goes to your brain. Your brain is super hungry at night. It wants all of the blood. So if you're waking up, going to sleep, waking up, sleep's messed up, it's like your brain hasn't had a chance to restore itself. Therefore, you're going to wake up grumpy and all that stuff. Then you're going to be stressed out, and here's what's going to happen. Now, boom. Now you don't have a peaceful mind. Now you're stressed out because the lack of sleep is a stressor. Now you've got cortisol being released. Now you've got adrenaline being released all the time. Now you've got more blood sugar being released all of the time. And remember what I said about blood sugar? Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So if you're already insulin resistant, man, the lack of sleep can be detrimental. So this is it, folks. This is the formula that you're going to have to use to get the work done. This is the work, folks. This is the work. This is the work. So the question is, are you willing to do the work? Because like I said before, there's no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. Here's the only shortcut to getting your A1C to a 4.9 to a 5.3. The only shortcut is this. It's the ultimate shortcut. It is to show up, it's to do the work, and it's to do it again tomorrow. To show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. That's the ultimate shortcut. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, I want y'all to put a healthy S in the chat, and we're gonna get to your questions right now. Like I said, I told you, first part of it, what was the first part? Did we not do that? Did we not stick around? I said, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what it is. We talked about hemoglobin A1C, and then what did I say? I said I was gonna teach you how to take a blood sugar shower, didn't I? Well, folks, this is the work you're going to get that number there. This is the work you're going to have to do. So what stands in the way is going to become the way. That is how I did it. That is how everybody else who's joined my program, that's how they have done it. Everybody who has joined my program, that is how they have done it. Do me a favor, folks. While y'all doing that, put health yes in the chat. My inconsistencies are terrible, okay? Very informative. Thank you very much. You're quite welcome. Junior, drain, defensive down, grumpy. All right. We're going to get to your questions. Start getting your questions ready. Here it is, folks. Here it is. Here's what I want y'all to do. If you're struggling with this condition, if you're struggling with insulin resistance, diabetes, all that stuff, type 2 diabetes, if you're struggling with PCOS, if you're struggling with that, if that's you, here's what I want you to do. Go register for the quiz right here. It's all linked in my bio. Go register for the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take, folks. This link is like Disney World for a diabetic. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. It's like Disney World, folks. I grew up in Orlando, so I know a thing or two about Disney World. All right, so you got the quiz, you got the master class. What's the master class? Oh, the master class is another freebie, another grab and go tool that you can use and put in your toolbox like Batman. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm going to break down this formula even further. Peaceful mind. I'm going to give you tactics in peaceful mind. Like Kelley, you said have a peaceful mind, but how do I have a peaceful mind? Okay, well, I'm going to give you tactics in there. And then an active body. How, Kelley? Well, how can I be active? Well, you tune into the masterclass, which is absolutely free, by the way. All you got to do is pay attention. You're going to learn how to be active. Number 3 is clean eating. I'm going to teach you tactics in clean eating. I'm going to teach you tactics in effective sleep. Things like the 3-2-1 rule. You probably don't even know what the 3-2-1 rule is. Well, that rule is for your hygiene. It's called the 3-2-1 rule. Sleep hygiene. So it's just all a big old circle, folks. It's all a big old circle. I'm going to teach you how to do that in this master class. How to maintain your pace. It's absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. And then look, I'm telling you all the goodies on here. There's so many goodies on here, folks. I'm telling you, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, this link in my bio is definitely where you would like to be. Okay? Because the answer you're looking for is there. Any answer that it's there. Any question, it's there. And then finally, folks, this is for my real action takers. This is for my people who have said they've gotten to the point where they're sick and tired about being sick and tired of that blood sugar roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? That blood sugar roller coaster, you on the roller coaster, the ups, the downs. If that's you, you want to get off of that roller coaster. This is where real people are getting real results. And it's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is for people who are ready to take control of their blood sugar. They've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. Then these are the people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you, then you might want to come on board and join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where we're talking about A1C. Your next A1C test could shock you in a good way. Woo! Hang out with me for 2 weeks in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's a challenge, folks. It's not going to be easy. All right. So everything on my page is free. The only thing that is free is the challenge. The only thing that is not free, is the challenge. So I got to charge you for the challenge because here it is. It's serious people getting serious results in this challenge in just 14 days. Now, these are not some wild accusations that I'm coming up here and saying, like, this is real life stuff. Like, the people come on and they share their stories. It's been a couple this week and last week. Somebody came on and shared their story about the doctor officially taking them off of their medication in as little as 2 weeks. But here's the thing. They did the work. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is that work. It is that work. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. It is a blueprint that says, if you follow this blueprint, and if you're stuck on that blood sugar roller coaster, and you're ready to get off, you say, this is my stop. I need help, Kelley. This is it. I need help. I've been raising my hand now. Nobody's listening to me. Please help. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is where you want to be. Now, like I said, $99 to join the challenge. But if you use the discount code, there's a live discount code, folks. While I'm live, it is ESCAPE. Use that discount code ESCAPE. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge where you're going to escape the matrix, as I call it. Okay? The matrix of that taking medication. All I do is take my meds. I've been taking my meds for 5 years. Has anything changed in 5 years? If nothing has changed in 5 years, then something needs to change. So that's it, folks. Go register. It's the quiz, the masterclass, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Go, that link, folks, it's Disney World for the diabetic. I'm telling you, that's it. Now, let's get to your questions. You want to use that? You want to join the challenge? You use that discount code ESCAPE. Yes, one-time payment, $79. One-time pay. Well, it's $99, but if you use the discount code, it's ESCAPE. It's $79. Yes, one-time payment, 2 weeks. You're in the challenge, and your blood sugar is going to be similar to what everybody else is. Somebody just went to the doctor today, or they're going to their doctor today to find out what their results are. Fingers crossed. But we already know what it is. We already know what her results are going to be. Her A1C is going to be dramatically lower. She's going to come on and tell her story. All right, questions. Any questions on what you got to do? Any questions on no questions on alcohol, any of that? What questions y'all got? Because this is Q&A time, folks, right? Remember I said get your questions ready. Get your questions ready. What questions you got? Get your questions, throw them in the chat while I get some water. How we doing, folks? Got some folks coming in over here on the other side as well. Let me fix my camera over there. All right, let's see if we got any questions. I need help. My blood sugar drops all night and I wake up with a headache. Please help. Yeah, if you got please help. If that's you, if you are on that blood sugar roller coaster, that's called being on a blood sugar roller coaster, P. Brown. If that's you, like I said before, if you tried everything and nothing has worked, or you wake up in the morning and you just dread sticking your finger every single morning, or if you get that drop like you just talked about, if that's you and you're tired of doing that, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where in 14 days, we're going to get you off of that roller coaster. All right? Are you still going to have diabetes After 14 days, like I said, somebody's A1C went from a 9.7 to a 6.6. Do they still have diabetes? Yeah. But they're trending in the right direction. Okay? Yeah. What type of workouts do you recommend? I recommend the workouts that you will do. Like I said, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. It could be a fun dance. You could be hanging out with your kids, power driving your kids. You could be playing football with your kids, frisbee with your kids on a nice brisk walk. You can go stomp the yard with your girlfriends. Like, yo, girls, let's go bring out the stomp where y'all go stomping. You can do all of that. Doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever works for you. It could be a TikTok dance. The point is you want to move your body. Just be active. What about protein should I eat at every meal? We're going to talk about clean eating. We're going to talk more about clean eating. We're going to dive into that. What about protein should I eat at every meal? Ideally, yeah. Ideally, you would. If you're asking if you eat protein at every meal, yes, you absolutely should. I cannot seem to get rid of the cravings of sugar. Hang out with me and I'm going to show you how to get rid of those cravings. People have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There's no more cravings after about a week. About 7 days into the challenge, that's it. The cravings are gone. But in the meantime, cravings that we're talking about, cravings for sugar. But in the meantime, grab something bitter. Grab something bitter. If you get a sugar craving, grab a green apple. Eat that sour thing instead. I do stop my metformin meds on the 2-week challenge. That's not my call, right? Cookie, do I stop taking your metformin on my 2-week challenge? That's not my call. That's a call between you and your doctor. Here's what you can do. You can say, if you do the challenge, right? All we're doing is clean eating. All we're doing is changing what you're eating. That's all we're doing. Same foods that you're eating, we're just changing the order in which you eat it. That's all we're doing. Your numbers are going to start to go down. You can call your doctor and you say, hey, doc, listen, I just started this new eating regimen. I just started clean eating and my numbers are going down. What do you think I should do about this medication, doc? You know what I'm saying? They're going down. Like every day they're going down. My numbers are going down. What do you think I should do about these meds, doc? That's the conversation that you want to have with your doctor, Cookie. What if I just exercise 1 hour after I eat? Is there any benefit for me? What if I exercise? Hold on, let me see. What if I just exercise 1 hour after I eat? Is it any benefit for me? An hour after you eat? You work out for an hour after you eat? Yeah, that's amazing. Like I said, blood sugar and muscles, they have a special connection. So if you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you're having trouble knocking off the sugar, moving your body is fantastic because the muscles are going to soak up all of that glucose from the food that you just ate. If you say you're working out for an hour, or the food that you just ate, all that muscle, all that energy is getting soaked up by your muscles right away. So yeah, that's great. Do that, boss. What if I just answered that one. How can you maintain a healthy pancreas after the age of 60 and type 2 diabetes? Maximo, after the age of 60. Well, if you were here earlier, if you were on Monday we had a special guest come on Monday. And she joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. The challenge that I've been talking about, she joined the challenge. 80 years old. She came on and told her testimony and how she's still on the challenge and how all of her numbers are dropping, getting back to the normal range. All from joining the 2-week challenge, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's called the blood sugar reset challenge. She's 80 years old. You're saying about 60. 60? No, man. Age is only a number. Should I avoid dairy? Dairy is I don't get into the controversial. It's a very, very controversial topic. Here's the thing, but here's what I will say about dairy. People tell me when I say, hey, We're gonna give up the processed meats, folks. Things like bacon and salami and all that stuff. And the other thing we gotta give up, folks, we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get rid of that cheese, folks. We're gonna have to get rid of that. They're like, I'm not getting rid of my bacon and I'm not getting rid of my cheese. And I just say, all right, you don't want to get rid of your cheese. I don't recommend dairy, but I know people are going to do it anyway. So here's what I tell people to do. Just go watch this documentary called, it's not a documentary, it's a lecture. Go watch this lecture called Utterly Amazing. UDDER, Utterly Amazing. You watch that. It's in 80 minutes. And you tell me at the end of that 80 minutes, will you still want dairy? That is the question. That's only a question that you can answer. So that's my thoughts on dairy, boss. I need to drop sugar snacks and energy drinks. I would recommend that one as well. That goes into the crap category. That goes into the sugar snacks, goes into the refined sugar, yes. And then the energy drinks, most of the time it's the 0-calorie ones that are going into the artificial category. So we don't want either of those. So yeah, avoid those. Yeah, stevia instead. So if you want a sweetener, stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three. Right? Crave sugar, brush your teeth, or mouthwash? Neither. Go grab something bitter. A sour apple, something bitter, folks. Right? Tim said he watched Utterly Amazing, and he said, yeah, he's rethinking dairy. He's just rethinking it. That's how. If you watch that documentary, you still just thinking about it. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. People say that they're not going to give up their cheese. That's why I just say, hey, listen, you watch that and you you make your own decision. As long as you know, it's totally up to you. Every time I eat, it puts me to sleep. That's because you're on a blood sugar roller coaster. That's because when you do that, you are insulin resistant. And you're probably eating a bunch of carbohydrates. When you're eating things like a lasagna and pasta and spaghetti, something that's going to shoot your blood sugar real high, you're going to crash real fast. You're going to crash real fast. That's why you just get sleepy and tired. That's called a blood sugar roller coaster. That's what people want to get off of. Dairy has me in full mucus. What documentary? It's called Utterly Amazing. Lemon limes are bitter. How can I take the quiz? Here we go, right here. Here's how you take the quiz right here. Let me show you. For folks who are just joining us, my name is Kelley, a certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. We talk about all things insulin resistance, folks. Here it is. Check it out. How do you take the quiz? If you're just joining me, folks, if y'all just jumping into the room, this link is like Disney World for a diabetic. Here we go. Click on my picture, and then you click on my picture again. It is like Disney World, folks. And I'm here on my other socials as well. Click that link in my description, and you're going to come to something right here. This link, this is why I'm pointing you in the right direction. That's why I'm pointing you there. Look at that. I'm pointing you there. Because everything that you need is there. The quiz, the masterclass where I break down this whole formula that we just went through. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. The quiz, the masterclass, those are all free. There's a lot of freebies on this, folks. I'm telling you, it's like another way to think of it. It's like, remember when you were a kid and you just wanted to eat all that candy at Halloween? Halloween's coming up, and you wanted to eat all that candy, and your mom wouldn't let you eat all the candy? You remember that? Well, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, and you want to knock that sugar off, I'm going to let you eat all the candy on this one. You want to knock the sugar off? You want to take a blood sugar shower? Here's where everything is. The quiz, the masterclass, the PDF. There's a free PDF on there. And then the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What's the challenge, folks? This challenge is where your life will change forever. This is going to change the game. Your next A1C could shock you in a good way. In a good way. You register for this masterclass. You register for the quiz, You join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're raising your hand and said, I need help, somebody raised their hand and said, I need help. If that's you, you tried everything and only when you go back to the doctor, all you get is a stronger prescription. If that's you, if you're tired of just getting a stronger prescription and you would like to get your life back, if that's you, if you would like to hang out with your grandkids and walk your kids down the aisle, so you don't check it before you check out of here. If that's you, you ready to get off of that roller coaster? I want you to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You should join it. Everything's free on the page, folks. The quiz is free. The master class is free. All you got to do is pay attention. It's a master class, folks. You sit in, you watch that, and you do what's on. You got to do what's on it, though. It's all information. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. And I'm not up here just to entertain you, folks. I'm up here to get you to take some action. Because everything that you want and you don't have it is literally on the other side of something hard that you got to do. Everything that you want. What is it that you want? Oh, you want to get your A1C 4.9. Okay. Well, to get there, you're going to have to do something hard. This 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is hard. That's why I call it a challenge. That's why it's called a challenge, folks. Why it's called a challenge? Because it's going to take you outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks. But by the end of those 2 weeks, like somebody asked about cravings, by like day 6 or day 7, those cravings are going to start to go away. You're going to be like, cravings? What the hell is that craving? By day 12, your blood sugar is going to be so, you're going to be feeling so amazing. The inflammation is going to be going down. And you're going to be like, that thing is coming up to 100. Is at some point that it's going to turn into a game. You're like, oh, it's going down every day. It's going down every day. It's going down every day. At some point, it's going to turn into a game. Just to see how low can it go. Okay? How low can you go? Thank you very much, Tori. You want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you use that discount code FREEDOM. I'm sorry, not freedom, escape. Escape. It is the discount code to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Instead of $99, it's $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code ESCAPE. Now I don't know what I do with my other pen. All right, any questions? Let's get to these questions. Like I said, if you say you're ready for change, that's it. You want your A1C to be lower? Okay, we're going to do some work. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be so worth it on the other side. Thank you kindly. Let's get to these help. If you need help, if that's you, tired of all, if that's you, I need a lot of help. I need help. How? That's how. That's how. You click that link in my bio. You go, you do something. Whatever it is, something on that page. Just go get all the candy off the page. It's like, telling you, it's like Disney World. Okay? Go take the quiz. Go register for the master class. And if you got to the point where change isn't just desire, where you're like, man, listen, I've been dealing with this for many, many years. And I can't remember the last time I just felt real energy just running through my body. I can't remember that. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and rethink what living actually feels like. The people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, these are the people who have gone back to their doctor literally in 2 weeks and blown their doctor's mind. I love these stories. These stories are fun. I love them. Every time I just like, yeah. That is the best story I've ever. Every time I hear the people come in and they say, listen, I got off my meds. The doctor took me off my meds. It is like the best feeling ever. Celebration. All right. How do I join? Okay, how do I join? All right, here you go, right here. If you just joined us, I'm going to give it to you again. Click right here. Right here. Click on my picture again. And you're going to come to this link right here. Here it is. You'll see me. And then you come down and you click. You say, how do you join? How do you join the challenge? It's right here. You click that one. There it is. It's linked in my bio. So if you still have an issue, you'll see my moderator can help you out, point you in the right direction. But that's where it is. That's where it is. You use the discount code ESCAPE. We're going to escape the matrix. I'm going to teach you how to escape the matrix. Just like I did. Just like I did. If you're just joining us, folks, just like how I escaped the matrix, right over here. I'm going to show you over this. See how I escaped the matrix? This is called escaping the matrix. This is called having diabetes 2 weeks before my diabetes diagnosis right here. Diabetes, heart disease, obesity. 2 weeks before. Who would have known? But look at my face, though. I want you to look at my face. Look at my smile. I had no idea. 2 weeks later, I was going to get diagnosed as being obese. I already knew I was a pretty big guy. That's why my hands are there, insecure. But I didn't know that I was going to be diagnosed as having heart disease and being a diabetic all at the very same doctor's visit. So that's it, folks. It's about your purpose. What is your purpose? What are your list of whys? Like, why do you want it? Why do you want to get up? Why do you want to get your number to the ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3? Why do you want to get it there? But to get it there, you're going to have to go through some pain. So that's the question, folks. That is the question. So that's it, folks. If that's making sense to y'all, hope this is making sense. Let's get back to these questions. We're going to go till 9. We're going to go about 8 more minutes on the questions, and then we're going to jump on and we're going to start talking about clean eating. Clean eating is coming up next, folks. About 8 more minutes of questions. 5 more minutes of questions, and then we'll get it in. Good morning. What's up, Patricia? Oh, there it is. See, Patricia. Oh, Patricia is the one who sent me that beautiful DM the other day about her A1C going from a 9.7 to a 6.6. Is that right, Patricia? That is amazing. Clap it up for you. All by just taking the knowledge and putting it into action. The knowledge that we're talking about up here, she's putting it into action. Let me see if I missed any questions. Need help? Okay. Became club. I try to get to all the questions, folks. Organic whole wheat pasta any better? No. Organic whole wheat pasta is not any better. If you want to get pasta, do things like lentil pasta or chickpea pasta. All right. He said knowledge without action is just entertainment. That's it. Cabana girl, knowledge without action is just straight up entertainment. And I'm not up here to entertain y'all. By the way, shirt is fire. Thank you. How do I join? Yup. How low can you go? Love your tan. Thank you. Is a person A1C 5.3? Can you lower it more? Yeah, you can lower it more. You can lower it more. Like I said, the ideal range is 4.9 to 5.3. If you had a 5.3, this is the ideal range. All right, but I wouldn't just necessarily just wake up that's your dream to go shoot for, just to go lower. That means if you're already within range, like just live your life. Just maintain your pace. Sir, how do I join? I already hit it. Lena, we got you. Hope I answered your question, Lena. But that's how you join. If not, if you can't figure it out, we'll send you a message later. Don't worry, we'll send you a message. But click right up here and then click on my picture again. Let's see. Good morning. What's up? I started a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge today. I'm day 1. I'm ready for change. There you go, Catherine. There you go, Catherine. Shout out to you. Catherine joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Today is day 1. Today is day 1 because we want to know why. She was tired of that roller coaster. Tired of the roller coaster. If you're tired of that roller coaster, today is your day. Today is the day that you take action. Today is the day that you use that discount code ESCAPE so that you could escape taking all these meds and all everything that you don't want to do. We said that we don't want to do it, but we don't want to put the action behind it. Okay, there's going to have to be some work, and today is day one of Catherine's work. So again, shout out to her. Okay, great, Lena. I used to be 14.4. Now I'm 7.1. Need to be lower. Yeah, you want to get into that ideal range. We still got some more work to do. We still got to get on it. We still got to get in that shower. We have to take that blood sugar shower every single day. Those red blood cells, that hemoglobin is reproducing itself. You want the new ones to not have any sugar on them, not have that much sugar on them. That's what's called a blood sugar shower. You do that by maintaining your pace. Woo. Yeah, good morning. Shout out. Yeah, you're quite welcome. What comes with the program? The work comes with the program. I need to escape to Kelley's program. Yes, you need to escape to the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. People are asking, well, what's in the challenge? Here's what's in the challenge. It's 14 days, it's 42 meals, all designed by me. It is a blueprint that says, if you follow this blueprint, it's a blueprint. It's what it is. You follow this blueprint. It's a proven blueprint. You follow the blueprint, just like Catherine, today is her day one. Somebody else is on J Money. I think they're on J9, day 9. Some people are on day, they just finished. Some people are at the doctor today, like Lisa, she's at the doctor today. Said her doctor's visit is today. So that's what the program is about. It's about to see how low can it go by your nutrition. All it is your nutrition. So we're just streamlining your nutrition. That's it. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. You go get the food, cook the food, eat the food, get the results. That's it. Go get the food, cook the food, get the results. That's how the program works. That's it. That's what comes with it. The blueprint. You're just going to have to do the work. You do the work, that insulin resistance, that roller coaster that we talked about, you're going to be off of it. You're going to be off the roller coaster, just like so many other people have done. I love these stories. I'm telling you when they come on. Code is escape. Escape. That's the code. You want to escape the matrix. You want to escape. You want to get out of it. You want to quietly get out of the matrix. Or you want to announce it. You want to escape either way. That's the discount code. Any exercise plans. The 2-week challenge is all about nutrition. It's all about nutrition. Now, here's the thing though. When you graduate from the challenge, then you can go to the next level. That's called beyond the challenge. Woo-hoo! You go beyond the challenge. Here it is, Lena. You go beyond the challenge. Now we're talking about all things lifestyle medicine. We're taking all the areas at that point. We're talking peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It's all there. That's called beyond the challenge. That's 8 more weeks. Hang out with me for 8 more weeks. But the thing is, you got to get through the challenge first. That's step number 1. Build a foundation. We build a foundation in the challenge. Kind of like, think of the challenge like going to boot camp. I was in the Navy, right? Think of the challenge, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, like going to boot camp before your blood sugar. Everybody learned the same stuff in boot camp. We all dressed the same. We ate the same. We went to the same classes. Everything was the same. That's the same thing we're doing in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Everybody has to go through the challenge. And then once they graduate from the challenge, then they can go beyond the challenge. But you got to make it out of boot camp first. He provides the blueprints. I do the work. That's it. That's the deal. That's what you get. But the challenge is all about the nutrition first. Walking is a form of weight training. Is walking a form of weight training? No, not really. You're going to get your heart rate up. You're going to use your muscles in your legs a little bit, but no, that's not strength training. Walking is not strength training. No, it's not. Strength training that's a good one. 2 times a week, at least 2 times a week. Go do some strength training. Go lift the weights. Go grit your teeth. Go do some squats. Go do some body weight movements 2 times a week, folks. 2 times a week, at least 2 times a week. But that's it. Okay, we're getting ready to go to the next lesson. That was it. We said that was it for the questions. All right. No questions on the work that you got to do. Now let's move on, folks. Let's start talking about clean eating. We're going to come back to that. No questions on the work that you got to do. This is really bad. This is really bad today. Give me a second, folks, and we're going to go to the next lesson. Don't go anywhere. The next lesson, folks, here's the next lesson. The next lesson, we're going to talk about clean eating. This is introduction to clean eating. Like, what are we supposed to eat, Kelley? What do I got to do to continue to take a blood sugar shower? But while I'm doing this, to go something to clean this board because it's getting on my nerves. Here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to go register for that quiz, go register for the master class, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're one of the people who raised your hand and said that you need help, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? Use that discount code, ESCAPE, and I'll be back in a second. Click right here, click on my picture again. I'll be right back. We're going to talk about all things. Watch. So you know what's coming. Clean eating. Clean eating is coming next, folks. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we go, folks. Got something to wash this board. Let's see. Oh, a couple more folks are here. Man, this still ain't working. All they did was make it worse. All that did was make it worse. Hold on. Something's got to work. All right, nothing's working. One more thing, folks. I'll be right back. I got to get this off. Give me a second. All right, folks. I'm going to try it one more time. There we go. Much better. All right. Here we go, folks. Clean eating. Let's get back to it. Here we go, folks. Introduction to clean eating. What the hell is clean eating? The C, folks, stands for, in clean eating, it's an acronym. We're just getting warmed up, and then we're going to dive deep into it. Clean eating. SCAPE. It's the discount code. Clean eating, folks. It's an acronym. The C, I want y'all to write this one down. We talked a little bit about it earlier, but we're going to dive deep into it. The C stands for choose natural. That's what it is, folks. Choose natural. Choose natural what? Foods. The L stands for load up on veggies. So the C stands for choose natural. The L stands for load up on them doggone veggies. The E, folks, stands for eat lean protein. Eat lean protein. The stuff that we talked about earlier. Remember the lean stuff we talked about earlier? The chickens or whatever you do, whatever it is, chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's ham, whether it's, I mean, not ham, no, we're not talking ham, okay? Chicken, turkey, fish. This is what we're talking about in clean eating. Steak, eggs, tofu, tempeh. This is what we're talking about. But what we're not talking about is the processed meats. Okay, the sausages and the salamis and the bacons and the boudins and all that stuff, right? That's what we're not talking about. Okay, we're not talking about that. That's not clean eating. Those are not eating lean sources of protein. Those are called group 1 carcinogens. Hot dogs and salami and pepperonis and deli meats and all that stuff, it's called the group 1 carcinogen. And you don't want a group 1 carcinogen. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to all these categories. Loading up on the veggies, choosing natural. We're jumping into clean eating. But the A stands for avoid the crap. This is clean eating, folks. Avoid the crap. That's what the A stands for. What's the crap? You know the stuff I'm talking about. All of the processed foods, the Takis and the Mountain Dews and the sodas and the artificial stuff and the Skittles and the Ding Dongs and all of that stuff. That's what I call crap. Calorie rich and processed. So you want to avoid that stuff as much as you possibly can. So avoid the crap, folks. Avoid the crap. That's also an acronym, and that's an acronym as well. Avoid that's an acronym too. See, they all lead to each other. This is how you take a blood sugar shower, folks. Taking a blood sugar shower. The N stands for nourish. Yourself first. Nourish yourself first. And taste buds second. Nourish yourself first, taste buds second. That's what you do. This is how you can escape, folks. Getting your numbers back, how you can escape the matrix is we got to start clean eating. And we're going to dive more and more into clean eating coming up, because we're going to talk about the clean eating plate. But I just want to make sure you understand what it means to choose natural. All right? Choose whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. That's what it means to choose natural. Organic as much as you possibly can. Does it have to, you have to go 100% organic? No, you have to go 100% organic. But you want to choose organic as much as you possibly can, if you can do it. If you're able to do it, do it. If not, okay, I get it. But make the best choice for you. All right. Number 2 is the L. Load up on the veggies. Specifically, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, specifically, you want to load up on the non-starchy veggies. Eat lean. Proteins. Oh, let's go back to the veggies. Non-starchy veggies like broccoli, spinach, cauliflower, kale, arugula, collard greens. You know what I'm saying? The collards. Eat lean protein. The A. Avoid the crap. Avoid the crap. And then finally, nourish yourself first. That's it, folks. Nourish yourself first. Yeah, eggs could go with the E. Eggs will go with the E, right? It goes in that category. We're gonna draw the plate next. The plate is next, but we're gonna go with the E. That's the E. That's where the eggs will go. Let's see. Let's see if we got any questions. Any questions? He said taste buds second. Yeah, nourish yourself first. Taste buds second. Yeah, do me a favor, folks, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. Yeah, no ding dongs. No ding dongs. Let's see. Thank you, Iggy. Where do you start? You start by clicking that link in my bio. That's it. This is where you start. You click that link in my bio, you go register for the quiz, you go register for the master class, you go register for all of that. Where's all of that? The quiz and the master class and the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you say, hey, listen, I've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. If that's you, here it is. Here's where you start. Oh, sorry. You start right here. Here's where you start. You start right there. First step, clean eating, or not even just clean eating. That's getting deep into it. But the next step is right here. That's why I'm pointing you in the right direction. Look at that. That's why I'm pointing you in the right direction. Look, I'm holding my, look at that. That's how I'm holding that. Look at that. I'm pointing you like you got to, I'm pointing you there. Look, all the stuff's there. All of this stuff's here. But here's where we start. The quiz, take the quiz. Understand and learn your style, your diabetes management style. The masterclass right here. The 14-day in the masterclass, sorry, where I break down, where I go even more, and we go into this clean eating formula. Everything, folks. It's the masterclass. 45 minutes is free. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to pay. It's attention. It's absolutely free, folks. And then finally, or even if you can download the PDF, folks. You can download the PDF, folks. You can go book a call. You can join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code ESCAPE. Everything's free on the page, folks, except for the challenge. All right, because it's real people getting real results. These are the people who have gotten to the point where they say, listen, man, I'm in enough pain. I've gotten so much pain. The pain is so bad that I need to reevaluate stuff, man. I need to reevaluate my purpose. I need to reevaluate my reasons. Like, what are my reasons? What are my list of whys? Do you have a list of whys? What are your list of whys? Do you have some? Why is it that you want to bring your number back down to the ideal range? Why do you want to bring your number back down to the ideal range and escape? That's what we're shooting for. Why do you want to bring your number back to this? For what? What do you want to do it for? What's got you turned on? Okay? What's got you turned on? Like, man, I'm ready. I'm excited. What's got you that way? Is it hanging out with your kids for a few more years? What is it? What's got you turned on? Is it being able to keep your toes and not have them amputated? What's got you turned on? If you're turned on, if you're ready to say, damn it, I'm ready. Okay? I've been dealing with this diabetes for 20 years and all I've gotten is a stronger prescription. That's it. If that's you. You want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you. If that's you, to take care of yourself, step number 1, joining this challenge right here. 14 days is 42 meals. It's all designed by me. It is a blueprint that says, if you do the clean eating stuff that we're talking about, okay? This is what we're doing in the challenge. We're clean eating. We're eating all this, all we're eating all that. We're just changing the order in which you eat it. And as a result, your body is going to respond. Your blood sugar is going to say, and then when you go to get your next A1C check done, you're going to be shocked. The doctor's going to be shocked. Everybody's going to be shocked. Just like Patricia, who's just on here, she said, send me a DM, said her A1C went from a 9.7 to a 6.6. Come on, man. That's going to be your story. But you got to have a list of whys first. You got to have a list of whys. If you've got a list of whys and you're ready, that discount code ESCAPE, you're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for not $99. It's normally $99, but the live discount code when I'm live is ESCAPE. Who's got questions? Discount code is ESCAPE. Masterclass and quiz and masterclass are absolutely free. The PDF's absolutely free. Go get it. To take care of myself. Do you help with high blood pressure? The challenge is for people who are suffering from insulin resistance, but high blood pressure is also part of metabolic syndrome. So yes, you follow the blueprint. Your blood pressure back to the normal range, because that's all your body wants to do is heal itself. That's all your body wants to do. It wants to heal itself. So we call it high blood pressure. We call it diabetes. We call it this. We call it all these other, we call it heart disease. We call it all this stuff. That's what we call it. But you want to know what your body calls it? Your body calls it, I'm sick. I'm not functioning at 100%. I want to heal. That's what your body sees it as. We see it as all these diagnoses. Your body just sees it as one diagnosis. Something's off and it needs to be corrected. That's it, folks. All right, let's get into the next one. Let's get into the clean eating. Do me a favor, folks. Put in the word who, because we're going to talk about the plate right now. Do me a favor. Who hates counting calories? When they say, listen, we need you to do some clean eating, or we need you to count a whole bunch of calories. We need you to weigh your food. We need to do all that. Who hates doing that? If that's you, if you hate doing that, Like, man, I hate it. Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat and put a new in the chat. If you're new in the chat as well, put a new in the chat. Put a me in the chat. Put a me, put a new. I like to say what's up to all the new folks. What's up, Catherine? Me, yeah. Ray, Perry, me, Money, new. Keisha, new. Keisha's TikTok. Rena Mokin, new. Mike, new. Shout out to you. Me, Miles, new. Shout out to you. Y'all say y'all hate counting calories. Okay. Why do you hate counting calories? The question is why. Like we talk about our list of whys. What are your list of whys? Why is it that you hate counting calories, folks? Why is it? Shout out to my new folks, more new folks. Yeah, shout out to my new folks. Yeah, because it's tedious, because it's difficult to measure. Hi, I'm new. Shout out to you, Brandy. Too much thinking. Yeah. That's it. Too much thinking. Mike says he never remembers to do it. I'm scared I'll run out early. Okay. Clean, eating plate. What if there were a different way? What if there were a different way, folks? To say, okay, what if you could lose the weight? What if you could bring your blood sugar down? Because I always say the goal is, folks, this is the goal. We keep this in mind the whole time. 4.9 to 5.3. 4.9 to 5.3. We keeping that in mind the whole time. That's the goal. What if you fix your plate like this instead? 50%, 25%, 25%. 50, 25, 25. You're like, well, what's that, Kelly? 50% non-starchy veggies. 50% non-starchy veggies. You're like, well, what are the non-starchy veggies, Kelly? There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that are out there, okay? I'm going to just give you a list of some of them, but there's a lot of them. Just put in a search, non-starchy veggies. Non-starchy veggies. Put in that list. And here's what you're going to get. Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, spinach, arugula, asparagus, onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, cucumbers. These are some of the ones that you're going to get. But there's a whole lot more of them. Like, there's a whole lot more of them. Cabbage, collard greens, whatever. It's a lot of them. Just put non-starchy veggies in. Fill your plate with that, like a beautiful stir fry. Like, have a beautiful stir fry on this side of the plate. Okay, now we're going to talk about proteins and fats. Proteins and fats, folks. Okay, what kind of proteins and fats, Kelly? Well, these kind of proteins. The leaner source, like we just talked about in the last lesson, was to get the leaner sources. Lean sources of protein, right? Chicken, whatever you prefer. So it's chicken, turkey, eggs, salmon, tofu, tempeh, steak, whatever you prefer. But check it out. Make sure it's the leaner ones. Again, not the bacon. Okay? Not even the turkey bacon. Not even the turkey sausage. None of that. You don't want it. Because they have sodium nitrate. You don't want sodium nitrate. Those are group 1 carcinogens. So stay away from those as much as you possibly can. The fats. Things like healthy fats, like avocados, nuts, and seeds. All right, so somebody's asking about nuts. So we're getting into the fats right now. Avocados, nuts, and seeds. Only the 3 oils that are approved. Avocado, coconut, olive. If it's not avocado, if it's not coconut, if it's not olive, throw it out. If it's not avocado, if it's not avocado, if it's not avocado, olive, or what I said, coconut. Coconut, avocado, olive oil. If it's not any of those 3 oils, it is not part of clean eating. So throw it out. So go right now to your pantry. Just go to your pantry right now and be like, olive oil? I mean, if it's not olive oil, if it's not avocado oil, if it's not coconut oil. If it says peanut oil, throw it out. If it says canola oil, throw it out. If it says vegetable oil, throw it out. Throw it out. These are the healthy fats, folks. All right, what's next? After fats and proteins comes everybody's favorite, right? This is everybody's favorite category. Right here. Carbs and fruit. Okay, carbs and fruit. What kind of carbs? What kind of fruit? Carbs, whatever kind of carbs that you want, basically. As long as you, here's a deal. You can have pretty much whatever kind of carbs you want. Here's the deal. As long as you can make a deal with me. As long as you can make a deal to say, hey, the carbs, we don't want them to go any higher than 25%. The carbs. You're like, what you mean 25%, Kelley? 25% of your plate. The carbs, what kind of carbs? So it can be rice. What kind of rice? Brown rice, black rice, a wild rice, whatever kind of rice that you prefer. It could be farro, it could be quinoa, it could be potatoes, sweet potatoes included. People are like, well, what about sweet potatoes? Sweet potatoes are going to go inside this section right here. You can have whatever kind you want. You just got to obey the rules. There's rules to this game, folks. It's a game. Or else you're going to have to do what you dread, which is count calories. That's the only other option. It's the only other option. But if you follow these simple rules, man, that weight is going to start to come off. That weight's going to start to come off. That blood sugar is going to start to come down. That somebody asked about blood pressure. That blood pressure is going to start to come down. It's a simple rule. You can go down, but you can't go up. You can go down to 25%. I mean, you can stay at 25% on the carbs. You can go down to 20%. You can go down to 15. You can go down to 10. Heck, you can even go down to 0. You know what I mean? You can even go down to 0, folks. Folks, if you're just joining us, my name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. We're coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Right now, we're talking about the clean eating plate. We're talking about overall taking a blood sugar shower. How do you go to your doctor at your next A1C visit and you go get your test done? Do you know that it could shock you, your numbers, but in a good way? It could shock the hell out of you, but in a very good way. As there's been so many other people have done who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We got a challenge, folks, for you. So, but right now we're talking about the clean eating plate. But here's the thing. Back to the clean eating. You can make your life so simple, folks. Check it out right here. You can make your life so simple that you can just go get yourself one of these plates. Right? You can get one of these plates. There you go. There's Lisa. She's at the doctor's visit right now, explaining what I'm doing. Tell them you're making. We're gonna shock Lisa, when they pull your numbers today, you're going to be shocked at your A1C. Okay, you're gonna be shocked. She's at the doctor right now. To drum roll, please. Hit a drum roll, please. She's at the doctor right now. She did the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That can happen to you. But here it is, folks. Back to clean eating. Check it out. This plate, you want to go get yourself one of these plates. You want to hang out with me for a little while? You got to go get yourself one of these plates. It's called the clean eating plate. You know, what the hell is a clean eating plate, Kelley? This right here, look. It's a clean eating plate. It'll say it. Look, doesn't it look familiar? You can take this thing with you everywhere. You don't like counting calories? Okay, great. You want to lose the weight? Okay, you want to lose the weight? Okay. You want to bring your blood sugar back down? You want to take a blood sugar shower? Okay. That's what you want to do? All right. That's what you say you want to do. If you don't go get anything, if you don't go get the free stuff that's on my page, the quiz, the masterclass, that's all free, the PDF, if you don't go get any of that, you're like, Kelley, I don't want no quiz, I don't want no masterclass, I don't want any of that. That's all free stuff, by the way. I don't want the free PDF that you're giving away, Kelley. I don't want that, the formula to defeat type 2 diabetes. I don't want that, Kelley, for absolutely free. I don't want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, Kelley, where Lisa took the challenge and she's at the doctor's right now getting ready to explain to her doctor what she's doing and why she's about to shock her doctor because she joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Even if you don't want to join the challenge, you say, Kelley, I don't want to do any of that. You can at least go get yourself a plate. This is out of my showcase, my TikTok showcase. Go to my showcase and you can get yourself a plate. These are the best plates that I've seen, folks. I've seen a lot of them. I've seen some little tiny ones like, yo, where you get that little tiny plate from, man? No wonder you're always hungry. You're hungry because you got a little tiny plate. You know what I mean? The kids can't even get full off of that. Okay? That's why you're always hungry. But these are the best ones I've seen. They're bigger and they're deep and they're durable and they're made out of straw and not plastic. So if you don't want to do if you don't want to go get all of that grab bag of stuff, if you don't want to do that, you can at least go get yourself a plate and follow along. You can just follow along on this journey. There's people who haven't even joined the challenge. There's people who haven't even joined the challenge. And like I said, Patricia earlier, she didn't even join the challenge. She just went and got herself a plate and did the work. But that's the part though. That's the hard part, is show up and doing the work and doing it again the next day, folks. This is the work. This is the work that you're going to have to do. Are there any questions right now about clean eating? About clean eating. Thank you. Thank you for saying that I'm a king. Kelley, thank you. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job, Patricia. Any link to get the plate? It is in my showcase, my TikTok showcase. All right, where all the goodies are. You got here. Here's where it is. Here's where it is. It's like showcase is like right around there somewhere. Let me see. Showcase. It says showcase. Yeah, showcase. See, boom, right there. Showcase. So at least go get yourself a plate, folks. At least go get a plate out of the showcase. Right? And then look, it's all the other goodies. That's the grab bag of stuff right there. The quiz, the masterclass. It's so much stuff on there, folks. But it's the quiz, the masterclass, all that stuff's free. The only thing that's not free is the challenge. Like I said before, you use that discount code ESCAPE. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you want to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, people say, I need to lower my A1. A lot of people say this. I need to lower my A1C and I need to lower it fast. I need to lower my A1C, Kelley, and I need to lower it fast. Okay. You can do that, but the thing is, it's going to be some work involved. You're going to have to give up something. You're going to have to pay the price. What's the price? The price is you're going to have to do some hard work. But you can do it. That's the price that you're going to have to pay. Some hard work. And this, folks, is hard work. Changing your lifestyle and doing what you know that you need to do to achieve a desired result. That's hard. Some people need guidance. Some people are like, Kelley, thank you for giving me all the information. I got all the information, but I still need help like implementing it, man. I still need help. Like, where do I start? If that's you, if you've gotten to the point where, like I said, you've tried everything and nothing has worked, and you start believing that you're stuck this way forever, then you need to experience the 14-day challenge and prove yourself wrong. I told you, Lisa's at the doctor right now. The drum roll is going. Okay, drum roll, please. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's it. Everything is, folks. Everything is. Ready to take control of your blood sugar? There it is. Maybe you've gotten to the point where you haven't hit rock bottom yet, because a lot of people have to hit rock bottom before they actually start putting this stuff into action. A lot of people got to hit rock bottom, especially my diabetics, right? I was a diabetic. I had insulin resistance. I had heart disease. We're the most stubborn people on the planet, hands down. Like, not even close. Like, you look up the word stubborn in the dictionary, and it's going to be a diabetic's face. Someone who's suffering from insulin resistance is going to be our face. Why? It's because we are the most stubborn people on the planet. We, meaning I was a diabetic. I used to have diabetes, insulin resistance, all of that stuff. No more. But after the age of 40, though, I did all this after the age of 40. And we have someone who came on Monday. She's 80 and she's doing it. So what's holding you back? Are you over the age of 40? Okay, great. Are you over the age of 50? Okay, great. Are you over the age of 60? Okay, great. Are you over the age of 70? Okay, great. Janet, like I said, 80 years old. And she's doing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and bringing her numbers back to the normal range. So it doesn't matter how old you are. Okay? You can throw that out the window. How old am I? Yeah, okay, how old are you? What does that mean? Your body wants to heal. That's all it wants to do. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, put a health yes in the chat. If you're going to go get yourself one of these plates, and I'm going to show you how to play around with this board, but put a health yes in the chat, folks, if this is all making sense to y'all. Put a health yes. Health yes. Throw it in the chat. And if you're new to me, folks, if you're first time joining in, my name is Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Put new in the chat. We like to chime in with y'all every once in a while. Put the new folks in the chat. What size cup to use when you up healthy soups? What size plate do you use? I don't understand your question. What size cup to use when you eat healthy soups? That's totally up to you. You eat, it doesn't matter the size of the cup. You eat until you're satisfied. You eat until you're about 80% full. You eat until that signal says stop eating. And that's called the GLP-1. You know, people talk about GLP-1s. That little signal that you get that says stop eating. That's what a GLP-1 does. Okay? That's what Ozempic does. It artificially messes with your hormones to make you think that you're you're full. That's why you don't get hungry. That's why you don't eat a lot if you're on Ozempic. But you can take all the Ozempic that you want, but if the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. You can take all the Ozempic that you want, but when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Health, yes. Good morning. New. Shout out to you, newbies. Shout out to my newbies. How many meals do you eat a day? Well, it depends. We're going to keep explaining more, Kimberly. Don't worry. We're going deep into this plate. We're just building our plate right now. How many meals a day depends on how is your body requesting more? And is your body like, yo, give me more? Give me more energy? Are you hitting the weights today? Some days it may be 2 days. You may eat 2 days. You may eat 2 meals this day because that's all your body needed. But then tomorrow, you might need 3 meals. All depends on your activity levels. All depends on how much brain power you've used. Like we said earlier, counting calories. People don't like doing it because it takes too much thinking. And thinking is hard. It drains up. You use a lot of energy thinking. That's why most people don't do it. So it's called intuitive eating. Eat when your body says it's time to eat. Eat when it says, don't eat because it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Eat because it said your body is saying it's time to eat. Okay, thank you. Sorry for the up in my sentence, but you answered my question. You're quite welcome. You're right. That's it. So let's get to it, folks. Let's keep going into this plate. Let's dig more into this plate. Let's dig more into it. You can actually, folks, do this. With your plate, you can actually do this. You can say, I want more protein. You be like, oh, yeah. I want more protein. You come home from work, you're like, honey, I don't feel like 50% veggies today. I feel like 25% today. So you be like, okay, 25% veggies, 50% protein. But your carbs, they're going to stay the same or they're going to go down. Remember, that's the rule. They're going to either carbs are either going to stay the same or they're going to go down. You cannot go up on the carbs. That's the rules of the game. This is a game, folks. You're like, how do you play this game, folks? It's a game. Just think of the clean eating plate like a game of Scrabble or a game of chess. You're playing a game of chess. But there's rules to the game. That's one of the rules. Step number 2 is here it is. You want to eat the food in a certain order. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. When you got your plate, you can go more proteins if you want. You can go more starches. I mean, not more starches, sorry. More veggies. Can't do the starches. Can't raise those. Here's why. It's because those are the ones that are great to have, but we don't need. Like the carbs are great to have, like the rices and the pastas and all that stuff. Like, oh, okay, it's great to have. Like the quinoas and the farros, and it's great to have. But we don't actually need it. We need it for nice, quick energy. They're great to have. We need the right amount. We don't need carbs. They're great to have. I eat carbs, trust me. But when it came down to it, if it boiled down to it, here's all your body needs. If it boiled down to it, all your body would need to survive will be fats and proteins. That's why these things are essential, folks. You ever heard of essential fatty acids? They're called omega-3 fatty acids. You ever heard of that? You ever heard of amino acids, essential amino acids? Yeah, you've heard of that? Well, the reason they're essential fats and essential proteins is because they're essential to your life. You need them. You need to get them from an outside source. It's essential for you to get those from an outside source. Okay, what? Like what? What kind of outside source? Oh, yeah, like your food. Omega-3 fatty acids, amino acids are essential. There's no such thing, folks, as an essential carbohydrate. No such thing. So that's why I said the right amount is great. The right amount of carbohydrates is great. Too much, it's kind of like giving your plant too much water. If you give your plant too much water, it's going to drown. And it's the same thing that's happening to your cells. If you're giving your cells too many carbohydrates, okay, some are great to have. But if you're giving it too many, you're going to drown out your plant, aka your body, aka, remember this game? What are we playing? We're playing a game of blood sugar, shower. We're going to go take a blood sugar shower, folks. We're literally every day going to knock the sugar off of our red blood cells, our oxygen-rich red blood cells, aka our hemoglobin. You can literally do this every single day based on the food that you're eating. One, two, three. Eat your veggies first. Eat your proteins and fats second. Eat your carbs last. You eat your carbs last because now you've got some protection. Now you've got some protection. Protection against what? Oh yeah, protection against a glucose spike. A spike. You don't want your blood sugar to take off like a rocket. See, listen, I grew up in Florida, folks. I grew up in Florida, and we'd see the rockets take off from Cape Canaveral. We'd see those rockets, and you see it on the TV. You see 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you see the shuttle, the jet fuel, just shh. And that thing takes off. Well, you guys used to see it on TV. No. All I had to do was look out my backyard, and I can see the shuttle take off straight up. When you start your day off with a sugary breakfast, thank you kindly. When you start your day off with a sugary breakfast, here's what's going to happen. A sugary breakfast like some Trix, Ho-Ho Twinkies, Ding Dongs. Here's what's happening to your blood sugar. Just think about that rocket. Every time you grab a cinnamon bun for breakfast, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about me as a kid looking up at the rocket, or you as a kid even, looking up at the rocket, going straight up into space. Because that's where your blood sugar is going to go. That's where your blood sugar is going to go. It's going to go straight up into orbit. And sometimes it can stay there for a while. When you eat a sugary breakfast. When you eat some Captain Crunch for breakfast. When you eat mom's pancakes. Mom's pancakes. My mom, I'm telling you, my mom used to make the best pancakes. But if I eat mom's pancakes at breakfast time, whoo, straight up like a rocket. And do me a favor, folks, share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling. Share this live, hold down my face, share out the live, folks. Share out the live. Start your day with a savory breakfast instead. What's the savory breakfast? It's just super simple. Watch. Sections 1 and 2. That's it. A savory breakfast is just sections 1 and 2. That's it. On your plate, I told you, go get yourself a plate. You want to play along in this game? You go get yourself a plate. You play along in this game. Go get yourself a plate. And you can play this game of taking a blood sugar shower. Savory breakfast says this: a fat, a protein, and a veggie. A fat, a protein, and a veggie. Breakfast. People are like, well, what's for breakfast? That's what's for breakfast. One time I had somebody join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And they hit me up and said they didn't want to do the challenge. They accepted the challenge and decided that they didn't want to accept the challenge anymore. It's because they wanted to know where the breakfast food was. There was no breakfast food in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So as a result, they decided that they did not want to do the challenge. Can you imagine that? So there is no breakfast food, folks. It's just all about your blood sugar. You want to get your blood sugar right, or do you care about if it's breakfast food or not? That's what I said earlier. What are your list of whys? If your inconvenience is bigger than your why, then most people will stop when it gets too hard. If the inconvenience of not having breakfast food is bigger than your why, then most people are just going to stop when it gets hard. Like, oh, hell no. Where's the breakfast food, bro? Well, you're going to rip up that whole script. And we started from scratch. There ain't no damn breakfast food. It's about what does your body need? And your body needs a savory breakfast. That's what it needs. So sections 1 and 2 for breakfast. It could be something as simple as a chicken and broccoli. Fish, broccoli, and avocado. Tofu scramble, spinach with some nuts and seeds on the side. We're going to talk about the next category too. Somebody just asked about beans. We're going to talk about beans too. The beans are going to go, and we're going to show you where those go. But that's it, folks. Sections 1 and 2 for breakfast. It could be, like I said, chicken and broccoli. Chicken and broccoli and an avocado. That's something simple, right? But make sure it's from the protein section. Make sure it's from the fat section. But you want to prioritize protein as much in the morning. If you want to stay really full throughout the day, if you want to just have nice, clean energy throughout the day, woo! I'm talking about nice, clean energy throughout the day. Like, if you want your blood sugar to take off like a plane, slow and easy, and then when it gets to cruising altitude, it goes. You know how those planes go? They go like 600 miles an hour. If you want your blood sugar to go, take off, and then just get the cruising altitude and then go, and then in the evening time, when you're getting ready for bed, it comes back down, you bring it in for that landing. Like it's nighttime, you bring it in for that landing. You bring the plane in, and and the wheels touch. That's what you want your blood sugar to do. You don't want it to be like the rocket. So it's your choice. Savory breakfast, sweet breakfast. Rocket, airplane. You choose. You choose. Someone asked about beans. Someone asked about beans. Where do the beans go? The beans go here. It's a special category that says beans are a resistant starch. So beans, they resist something. They resist being digested. You can't digest beans. They're great for that. You're like, well, why is it great that I can't digest the beans, Kelley? Why is it when I eat the beans, my stomach hurt? Why? It's because beans are a resistant starch and they're loaded with fiber. Things like red beans, kidney beans, cannellini beans, navy beans, pinto beans, garbanzo beans, chickpeas, lima beans. These are resistant starch, folks. That means that when you eat them, you can't digest them, and it goes into your small intestines, and then it goes into your large intestines. And when it gets into your large intestines, that's where the bacteria will eat the fiber. It goes all the way through your small intestines, not being digested. It's resisting digestion. It's just going through like a snake, not even being digested because they're resistant to the digestion. But when it gets to the large intestines, right before it leaves your body, the gut bacteria, they eat all the fiber. They love it. They love it. So when your stomach is hurting and all that stuff, those are that's the bacteria. You've got a lot of bacteria, probably a lot of the old bacteria, a lot of the bad guys, as we call them, the bad gut bugs, they're taking over. So as soon as you try to put the new guys back in, the good guys back in, aka the fiber, you try to put the fiber back in, there's so many bad guys down there that the good guys don't even stand a chance. So therefore, that's why your stomach is hurting. That's why you got gas. But all of that is normal, all right? All of that's normal. If you're eating beans and they're getting the fiber from the veggies and all that, with veggies and all this fiber, yeah, your stomach is going to be like, what the hell's going on? That's all part of the process. It means you just got to go through the fire. That's all. You just got to go through the fire. You go through the fire, you come out the other side a whole lot better. You can eat beans. You just got to go through the fire first. once you get through the fire, here's the thing. The same fire that melts butter, it also hardens steel. The same fire that melts butter also hardens steel. Think about that. So yeah, when you start eating beans, it's gonna suck, and your stomach's gonna be hurting. But you gotta go through the fire. I hope that's making sense to y'all folks. Put a health yes in the chat if that's making sense to you on what it means clean eating play. I know I told you I gave you a whole bunch. There's more to this rule. There's more rules to this game, folks. It's a game. It's a game of chess. How do you play this game? This plate right here is how you play the game. Or you can keep on counting calories. You can keep on doing all that, and you keep on being like, man, this is tedious. I suck. This sucks. You can keep on doing that. Or you can go get yourself a plate out of my showcase. Okay? Get yourself a plate out of my showcase. Or what you can do for my serious action takers, you can go register for that quiz. You can go register for that master class. You can do all of this stuff, folks. Here's where it is. Here's where all the stuff is. The quiz, the master class, all that stuff. Yeah. What about fruit? We're going to get back to your questions. I'm going to get to your questions next. Don't worry. Get to your questions. I love the questions. Don't worry. I'm going to show you where everything is because I know a lot of folks always want to know where is the stuff. Where's all the stuff, Kelley? Click right up here. Click right up here. Click on my picture again, folks. Same thing over here. Click on my description and click on that link in my description. And you're going to come to a link that looks like this. So there's the showcase and all that stuff down there where you get your plates, all that's there. Go get yourself a plate. Right here, like I said. Right there. Where is it? This is on TikTok. It's on TikTok, folks. Go to the showcase right there. Boom. There's where you can get your plate right there. Boom. Plates. And go get yourself a plate and learn how to play this game. But for my people who are saying, listen, I need help playing this game, Kelley. Can you help me? Can you help me play the game better? Okay, if you need help, if you say, Kelley, I need help. That's what I do. I help people. I help people who are struggling with type 2 diabetes, not to just manage their condition, but to totally eradicate it using a lifestyle first approach. Because I believe, as you already know, I believe that here's what I believe. I believe that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. You cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle. Okay, then we can talk about the medication. But here we go. This is all lifestyle medicine stuff right here on this page. The quiz, 2-minute quiz. Go take that quiz, folks. Go register for that master class. It's a free master class. Like I'm giving you all the goodies right here. You can watch the master class. Use that as a tool. These are tools. When we talk about tools, like what kind of tools are there tools? Like this tool, that tool. Can you take this supplement, that supplement? Appreciate that, follow. No. The work that you're going to have to do to get this number to the ideal range, this is part of the work. The quiz, the master class, the PDF, all free. And the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for my people who are serious about change. You've gotten to the point, like I said before, when the pain comes knocking, you let your whys answer the door. When the pain comes knocking, let your list of whys answer the damn door. Those are the people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenges because they got a list of whys. And if you've got a list of whys, of why you want to get your number to that ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3. If you've got a list of whys, I'm telling you, there ain't nothing that can stand in your way. Nothing. I want you to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Your life, your blood sugar will not look the same. But a lot of people have not gotten to the point where the pain is too difficult yet. And that's not where you want to be, folks. You don't want to wait till you hit rock bottom to take action. You don't want to sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day long and just take a bunch of meds all day long. You don't want to do that. And then hit rock bottom like I did. Like I had to hit rock bottom for me to take action. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right now. While I'm live, you use that discount code, ESCAPE. Use that discount code ESCAPE. It's $99 to join this challenge. But if you use the discount code ESCAPE, you're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where your blood sugar will not look the same, where you're going to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. You raised your hand and says help. A lot of people say help. A lot of people do. But nobody, I'm putting it out there. But a lot of people say, I said help, but I really didn't mean it, Kelley. Because I know that you're going to have me do some work. And I don't want to do that, man. Is there an easier way? Is there an easy button? And I said, yeah, there's an easy button. There is a real easy way to bring your numbers back to the ideal range, to shock your doctor the next time. The next time that you go back to your doctor, and your doctor's going to look at your numbers and going to be like, wow, what did you do? You just told him you took the easy way. You told him you took the ultimate shortcut. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. That's it. That's what you had to do. That's the shortcut. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. It's as simple as that. That's the only way that you're going to get off of the meds. That's the only way that you're going to get your life back. That's the only way that you're going to, be here for your kids. The only way is if you show up, you do that work, and you do it again tomorrow. Now, if you don't show up and do the work and do it again tomorrow, it just means that it was a pretty goal. You like a pretty goal? Yeah, it's a pretty goal. It's like a pretty car. Like a pretty car without an engine is just a pretty car. Okay? A goal without a purpose is just a wish. So what are your list of whys? You just got a pretty car in your driveway. You got a list of goals. You got some goals. You got a pretty car in your driveway, but it has no engine. If you've got goals to get off the meds, to be here with your friends and family and all that stuff, and be a great grandparent and all that stuff, that's your goal. But a goal without a purpose is just a wish. So I'll ask you one more time. What are your list of whys? If you don't have it, if you say, I'm still struggling with this, I don't know about trying, Kelley, maybe, I don't know, Kelley, you know what that means? That means you just don't have enough list of whys. You don't have any whys. Here's how you join that challenge, folks. You've got a list of whys. Like I said, it's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use that discount code, ESCAPE, you join the challenge for $79. Let's see if we got any questions, folks. Any questions? And let me put my phone on the charger. I hope that makes sense to y'all, folks, on what it takes. On what it takes. Who's got a list of whys? Put it me in the chat. Bambi, if you're ready for the challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. The live discount code. There's a live discount code. Do it while I'm live. You're ready to escape. If you've gotten to the point where you say, listen, I'm raising my hand. Because like I always say, knowledge without action is just entertainment. And I am not here to entertain you. Even though it is entertaining, right? It's entertaining stuff. Ultimately, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm ultimately here to get you to take some action on yourself. That's my job, to get you to take some action. Let's see. Do you count calories too? Come on, Carolyn. You must be you're probably doing this late. It actually softens the steel, doesn't get hard again until it's cool. You gotta beat it. You gotta beat it. Yeah, it's gotta get cool, but you gotta go back through that. You gotta go through the fire for you to harden. Yes, thank you. Please tap, everyone. What about fruit? Thank you very much. Fruit goes right here in this section number 3, in the carb section. That's where the fruit goes, folks, in the carb section. That's where it goes. What kind of fruit? Non-starchy fruit, like what did I say? Berries, strawberry, low glycemic, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, peaches, kiwis. This is the stuff we're talking about. I still don't know when to eat beans. You eat beans. Good question. When to eat beans is, here's the rule. I'm going to tell you what not to do. Don't eat these two categories together. When it comes to beans, you can eat the beans everywhere, anywhere. You can eat the beans with the starches and the veggies. You can eat the beans with the proteins and the fats, but you cannot eat the beans with number 3. You cannot eat the beans and like beans and rice. You cannot eat beans and rice together. If you are suffering from insulin resistance, folks, you cannot eat beans and rice together. Yes, lentils are great. Lentils are part of the bean family. So yes, the legumes. So yes. But don't eat the beans and rice together. We're not talking about, we're not going to Popeyes and getting the red beans and rice with all of that, with the red beans and rice, with all of that stuff. We ain't talking about that. Don't eat beans and rice together. Don't eat the beans with the potatoes. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, do not add those together. What about fruit? Yeah. Still don't know what it means. Lentils. Yep. Okay. I got the plate. Fantastic. Evelyn. Okay. What are some good snacks to eat? They're savory snacks. Savory snacks. But here's the thing. Like I said before, savory. You don't do savory snacks. But here's the thing. Like I said before, you're not really going to be snacking like that. Because once you start correcting all of this stuff, the snacking is going to start to go away. The one to snack all the time is going to want to go away. It's going to go away. You hang out with me in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It takes about a week for the cravings to start to go away. Snacking and all that stuff, you're just going to be smooth sailing. Because why? We're starting our day off with a savory breakfast. You start your day off with a savory breakfast, and you prioritize protein, you're not gonna worry about snacking. I'm ready for the challenge. Yeah, Bambi, you ready for the challenge? Use that discount code ESCAPE. You're joining the challenge for $79. Live discount code is ESCAPE. Where is it? Right here. ESCAPE. That's it. ESCAPE is a live discount code for that challenge. Peaches. I thought beans and rice had to be together to make a complete protein. I say this, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, I don't care how complete the protein is. Okay? How complete the protein is. If you're suffering from insulin resistance and high blood sugar, you combine beans and rice together. At that point, it doesn't matter if it's a complete protein or not, because your blood sugar is going to be taking off like a rocket. It's going to be taking off just like a rocket. So at that point, the percentage of protein doesn't, that you know what I mean, the complete protein, yeah, doesn't really matter, because that's a resistant starch. You got, complex carbs over here, starches over here. You combine that together with the beans. Now the beans with all the other categories, great. You could do the beans for breakfast with the non-starchy veggies and the protein and the fat, is great. But if you start putting some rice in there and pasta and all that stuff, no, we're not doing this section for breakfast. None of that for breakfast. Just bought the plate. There it is. Shout out to you. My problem is I don't have an appetite. Eating is a forced thing. Well, yeah. I can't help you with that one, boss. That one, yeah, that one goes deeper. Beans are a complete protein by themselves. Yeah. They may be lower in some of the other things. Like methionine. But ultimately, yes, they are a complete protein. Ultimately. Now, you're going to get super swole. You're going to get like a real big. You're going to be like a big buff guy eating beans. No, you're not going to be a buff guy. You know what I'm saying? You'll be healthy when you're going to be buff. You'll be healthy. This is it, folks. Circles all the way back around. And this is a game. So 1, 2, 3. Just keep going around. It's just a big old circle, folks. Big old circle. This is what you do. This is what you do. Are there any questions on that? Let me see. True, my problem is I don't have, it's a forced thing. Beans are complete protein by themselves, or strawberries low carb. Strawberries are low in the glycemic index, yes. Because we want to do berries. Blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, raspberries. But if you do your berries, folks, you want to make sure that you do organic berries. Okay? Organic berries. Not the traditional berries. If there's any kind of berries, make sure it says organic. Don't get the regular berries, folks. Should you eat 3 meals a day? We talked about that one earlier, but you're just joining us. But you should eat whatever your body requires. So if it's 3 meals, if it's 2 meals, you should eat whatever your body is requesting that you have. Whether it's 2 meals or whether it's 3 meals, you should listen to your body. That's how many meals a day you should have. Trying to wean off sugar meds. Okay, trying to wean off sugar meds. Trying to wean off sugar medication. Oh, is that what you're trying to wean off the drug? I don't know what you mean. Is chili good? Yeah, chili can be good. Chili can be good. There's beans in there. This is beans. So yeah, chili is great. Chili is fantastic. I just came on. What is the idea of 4.9 to 5.3? It's not an idea, it's a reality. It's a reality. It says that if you're struggling with your blood sugar, if your A1C is too high, this is where the ideal range. This is where you want to be. 4.9, like we talked about A1C earlier. What's the ideal range? The ideal range is 4.9 to 5.3. But what do you do to get there? You're gonna have to do some work to get there. You're just not gonna wake up one day. My A1C. I just took a bunch of medication and my A1C is good. My A1C is great. That's not gonna happen. That's a fallacy. Okay. The only way to get your number there is to show up and do the work and do it again tomorrow. Here's part of the work right here. There's more areas, but clean eating is a big one. That's why we spend a lot of time on clean eating, because people eat, 2 or 3, 4 times, 5 times a day. So it's a big category. That's it. So it's about doing the work. The very first step that you got to do is to go register for the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you could take to understand how you've been managing your A1C. Based on your habits, based on everything that you're doing, can you get your A1C there? That is what that quiz is going to tell you. It's going to either reveal you or it's going to expose you. Here's where the quiz is. Folks. Here's where the quiz is. For my folks over here as well, it's the link to my bio. Here it is. I'm going to show you where the quiz is. If you're just joining us, the master class, all that stuff. We're wrapping up clean eating. We're wrapping up clean eating right now. We're getting ready to go to the last hour of the day, folks. We're out of here. And we got 1 hour left, folks. So if you want to use that discount code, Now is the time to use it. Okay? But if you're just joining us, the quiz, the masterclass right here, quiz, masterclass. Masterclass is absolutely free, folks. It's free. All you got to do is pay attention. You want to know more about this condition, go, instead of watching Netflix tonight, just watch this masterclass instead. If you care about your health, you say you care about your health. If you say, I need help, if you've been raising your hand and saying that I want to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, said I tried everything and nothing has worked, and you're starting to believe that you're stuck this way forever, watch that masterclass. Do that instead of watching Netflix tonight. It's absolutely free, folks. It is going to change your life. If you do the work that's about doing the work. You're going to have to do the work yourself. But for those who want a guided tour, for those who say, you know what, Kelley, I need a tour guide. I need a tour guide to help me bring my number back to this ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3. I need a tour guide, Kelley. I'm raising my hand. Nobody's helped me. People keep saying help, help, help. That's all people say is help. Right? But I'm like, all right, let's do something. Let's do something about it. Let's not say help. Because after a while, it goes on deaf ears. It really does. If you say help, it just goes on deaf ears. It's kind of like that car I told you about earlier. A pretty car without an engine is just a pretty car. And a goal without a purpose is just a wish. So if your goal is to say help and I need to get off my meds, I need to do this, I need to get my life back, and you don't have a purpose, you don't have something pulling you, you don't have a list of whys, the second that it gets hard, you're going to stop. That's why other people need tour guides. Some people need a tour guide to say, hey, we need that extra motivation to help me along the way. Help me along the way. Give me a blueprint, Kelley. Give me the blueprint. You give me the blueprint? Great. All right, there it is. You show up, you do the work, you're going to do it again tomorrow, and you're going to get the results just like everybody else has. You're going to get off the blood sugar roller coaster. How would it feel for you to finally get off of that blood sugar roller coaster? Answer me that. Put it in the chat. How would it feel if you would have if you've been suffering from this condition for many, many, many years? How would it feel? This is why I want to know. I'm curious. How would it know? I want to know. How would it feel if just after just 2 weeks, you got off the blood sugar roller coaster and you got your blood sugar got into the normal range? How good would that feel, folks? Put it me in the chat. Who would like to do that? Put it me in the chat. How would you feel? How would you feel if you woke up and in 2 weeks you were off the roller coaster, just like so many other people have done who have joined this challenge? For the people who are saying help, yeah, you need help. Okay, you need help. I would help me. I can't help you. I can't help you. Who said that? I would help me. I can't help you, Bobby. I can't help you. You've got to help yourself, man. For real, you've got to help yourself. You've got to be the one. I can give you the blueprint. I can give you all of that stuff. But you're the one who's got to get up every day and say, yeah, man, let's do it, bro. Let's do it. Let's go hard for 2 weeks. It's going to be hard, but it's only 2 damn weeks. It was 2 weeks. I've been dealing with this for 20 years. What's 2 weeks, hell? Why not go hard for 2 weeks? Why not see what I can do? I'm telling you, give me 2 weeks and this will change your life. This will change your life. Because you want to know why? The major key to your better future is you. So I can't help you, Bobby. You got to help yourself. But if you want to help yourself, I would recommend joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is. Here's the way, Bobby. Here's the way. Here's the way by joining the challenge. You click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. And then you click this picture right here, or you click this link right here, and it says Linktree. This is the way. There's the quiz, the masterclass. Here's the 14-day challenge right here. This is the way. This is step number 1. If you're ready to get off that roller coaster, if you said that you need help, help me. I heard you. But it's up to you to say, okay, the ball's in your court, basically. Do you want help or do you not? Okay? The ball is in your court. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, OH. You use that discount code ESCAPE, sorry, that was last week. Use that discount code ESCAPE. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Diabetes doesn't define you, right? It doesn't define you. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here's what you get. You get to escape the matrix. That's basically what you get. You get to escape. It's a blueprint. Use that discount code ESCAPE. You join the challenge for $79. That's it. That's it. I'll leave it. That is the offer, folks. That is the offer. But again, there's also, if you say, listen, I ain't ready yet, Kelley, I'm still not ready, man. There's a whole bunch of free stuff on my page. A whole bunch of there. Doesn't help with type 1 diabetes. We got a type 1, the gentleman named Jimmy. Jimmy comes on and he tells a story about how he's not on the roller coaster anymore, even though he's still type 1 diabetic. The point is, he's not on that blood sugar roller coaster anymore. He'll come on, he was on yesterday. He'll come on and tell his story. So yes, type 1 diabetics as well. I would help me. It's going to feel amazing. Yeah, Catherine, that's how it's going to feel. Amazing. It will feel amazing. That's how you want to feel. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Catherine, I know you joined the challenge. You're on day 1. So I know by the end of day 14, you're going to be a whole different person. I promise you. Take your numbers now, okay? To get all your numbers right now. And then compare it again in 14 days. And your next A1C test is going to shock you, but in a good way. AOG, what setup you rep? Throw it up. No, there's no sets around here, boss. Okay? Here's the set I represent. Getting you off of that glucose roller coaster. That's the set I represent. Getting you off of that roller coaster. Okay? I did. Teach me the way then. That's it. I did the lifestyle medicine 15-week program. Yes, it's a great program, but plant-based, everything. I don't know about that one, but I got my own lifestyle medicine program. Okay. Does it help with type 1 diabetes? How much? It's $79 if you use the discount code ESCAPE. ESCAPE. That is the live discount code. ESCAPE. Thank you. May I ask why chicken for breakfast instead of eggs? I didn't say chicken for breakfast instead of eggs. I said that it could be a protein, a fat, or with an avocado. I just gave some examples. Those are examples. You could do eggs with an avocado with like some broccoli on the side or whatever. You got to switch the whole game up. So you can do eggs. That's that goes in section 3. You can do eggs. You're quite welcome. Quite welcome. All right, that's it. I don't see any more questions, folks. I don't see any more questions. Y'all are light on the questions today, folks. How long does it take for A1C to start decreasing once you implement changes? Every day. Daily. It's called the blood sugar shower. But I'll give you an example. In 2 weeks, someone who joined my program who joined the challenge, who accepted the challenge. I don't even say join my program. I just said they accepted the challenge. Her A1C went from an 8 to a 6 in 2 weeks. The people came on and told their stories. From an 8 to a 6. Someone went from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Just 14 days. It's because they took a blood sugar shower. Okay? Every single day, the food that you eat, you're either keeping the sugar caked onto your cells, your red blood cells, or you're knocking the sugar off. Either it's caking on, it's staying the same, or you're knocking it off. And how you're doing that? You're doing that based on the foods that you're eating. Based on the foods that you're eating, based on the sleep that you're getting, based on the stress that you're managing, based on your activity levels. Help, please, Dempsey. I told you this is help. If you need help, this is where you need to be. If you need help, because I know a lot of people just say help, please. That's what they want to just put it in the chat. Help, please. That's it. But if you really need help, you're gonna have to take some action. I told you, I can't do it for you. I can offer you a bunch of stuff, but ultimately, you're the one who's got to help yourself. You're the one who's going to have to do the work. If you've gotten to the point where you say help, or you just screaming out for help, and you just want somebody to hear you, or do you actually want the help? That's the question. And if you actually want the help, then you got to take some action. You got to, or else it's gonna be the same. What's good to drink with meals? Water. Is steak good protein with eggs and spinach? Yeah, that can go right there. I can go. That's a good one. Yep. Right there in that section. Boom. There it is. No oatmeal. Not in the moment. No oatmeal. No oatmeal, folks. That's gonna go in section 3, right? No oatmeal. Especially not in the morning. We ain't doing. If we're suffering from insulin resistance, we're not doing oatmeal in the morning. We're not waking up and doing oatmeal and brown sugar. That's your take on. What's your take on wild rice? My take on wild rice is this right here. As long you can have whatever kind of rice you want, as long as you don't break the rules. Remember, down arrow. If you're just joining us, no more than 25%. So whatever is white rice, brown rice, black rice, whatever. Nice way to put it. Yeah, you're quite welcome. Yeah, it's choices, man. It's choices. It is your choice if you want to continue to suffer from this condition or not. It is your choice. Because you do not have to suffer. You don't. It is a choice. And I hate to be the one to tell you that. Because I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't want to hear it's a choice if you're suffering from this condition or not. Or with type 2 diabetes. And it is a choice, though. The ideal range, 4.9 to 5.3. To get there, you're going to have to maintain your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Maintain your pace. All right, that's it, folks. There's no more questions. No more questions. We're going to go on to the next topic then, but we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up today. For my folks who said that they're ready to escape, you use that discount code. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But again, you can stay where you are, not change, because you don't have a list of whys, and I get it. I didn't have a list of whys either. I've been where you are. I didn't have a list of whys either. When I was this guy right here, I didn't have a list of whys either. I did not have a list of whys. Look at this guy. You think this guy had a list of whys? Do you think he had a list of whys? My only list of why was why isn't the damn food ready yet? That's why he caught me with my hand in the cookie jar. Look at there. Caught me. That's my list of, you thought I had a list of whys, folks? This guy? Right here? I didn't have a list of whys. I just had, you know what I had a list of? Excuses. I had a list of excuses. That's what I had. The beach. Look at me at the beach with my belly all sticking out. And then the other picture is me at the gym with weights in my hand. All right? It's all about choices, folks. That's it. It is all about choices. It's all about choices, man. I had diabetes. I had heart disease. I had all of that bull crap. But I decided, you know what? I'm making a choice to say, you know what? I'm not going to live my life like this anymore. So I created what was a list of whys. If you're still struggling with the weight and all that stuff, it's just you don't have a big enough why. That's it. That's the simplest way I can say it. You don't have enough reasons. If the inconvenience is bigger than your why, most people are going to stop when it gets too hard. The inconvenience of eating clean, if the inconvenience of of having a peaceful mind, managing your stress, if the inconvenience of moving my body, if it's inconvenient for me to go move my body, like I said, if it's inconvenient for me because it's inconvenient for me because we got Christmas coming up, we got Thanksgiving coming up. Like, what do you mean? Get my blood sugar right, Kelley? We got Thanksgiving coming up. You try to inconvenience me during Thanksgiving? All that means is the inconvenience is bigger than your why. That's all it means. And the second you realize that is the second you'll change. All right, so that's enough about change, folks. Okay, because that's a serious thing. It's hard for people to change. That's why you got to just show up and you got to do the work. You got to do it again tomorrow. You got to have discipline. Discipline is doing the necessary things to achieve a desired result. That's discipline, folks. Why is beans written there? Because beans are the great equalizer. That's why. But that's it, folks. We're getting ready to go to the next topic. We're going to do a different game today. That makes sense to y'all, folks? Y'all want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? Use that discount code ESCAPE. And for my people who have already done the 14-day challenge and they're escaped, they've already done the challenge and they're escaped and they're ready to go. You know what, Kelley? I'm ready to go beyond the challenge. I'm ready to go beyond the challenge. I'm ready to go to the next level. I'm ready to maximize my sleep. I'm ready to maximize my activity levels. I'm ready to maximize all of that. Those are the people who have gone beyond the challenge, beyond the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right, but you got to get through the challenge first. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. But if other people have done it and they follow the blueprint, why the hell can't you do it? That's the question. Why can't you do it? Man. Let's go to the next topic. Let me see. Here we go. Next topic. Let's play a game, folks. What's the next game? The next game is a game of blood sugar Tetris. How do you win this game? Like I told you, it's a game. There's more rules to this game. Today, right now, we're going to play what game called a blood sugar Tetris. I always talk about taking a blood sugar shower. Now we're about to play a game of blood sugar Tetris. You see, I love these games, folks. You see, I love these games. And this game, it can be a fun game, or it can be a very, very bad game. Who's ever played the game? If you're new to me, put new in the chat. If you're new, and if you've never seen this game before, put new in the chat. If you're new, put a new in the chat. We're going to play this game of blood sugar Tetris and what it means to win this game. It's a serious game, folks. The idea is to beat this game. Who's ever played Tetris before, folks? Put a me in the chat. Oh, we got some new folks. All right, who's the new folks? Yeah, got some new folks. Yeah. Put a me in the chat. Yeah. You played that game before, right? Protein, I'm going to put right here. And then over here, I'm going to put another block over here. And this block is going to be for the carbs. This block is going to be for the carbs, folks. I'm going to pull up this game of Tetris for my folks who've never played Tetris before, because believe it or not, a lot of people have never played the game of Tetris before. They have no idea what the heck Tetris is. But here it is. Check it out. I'm going to pull it up. Watch this. Look, here it is, folks. That's Tetris right there. That's it. The game is to put the blocks, to fit the blocks into the space. You played that game before, right? No, you have. Look at that. Look at that. The different levels. There's levels to this thing. It's a game of Tetris. You got to take those blocks and fill them in. Okay. Instead of playing a game, we're going to play a real game. It's called Blood Sugar Tetris. All right, folks. The idea is to put the blocks down here, right? That's the idea of Tetris. Who can tell me what happens in the game of life, the real game of life, when you eat some fats? Remember we just talked about clean eating, right? Well, what happens now when you eat fats? What happens when you eat the avocado? What happens when you eat the nuts and seeds? What happens, folks? What happens? What happens to your blood sugar? Can anybody tell me what happens to your blood sugar? I'm going to go grab some more water, folks. And when I come back, I'm going to see if you guys know what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat fats, avocados, nuts and seeds. Let's see. I'll be back in 1 second. All right, folks, we're back. What happens? All right, no guesses. Nobody knows. Let's see if anybody gets it. Nobody knows. Where's the link to the masterclass? It's linked in my bio. Register for the click right here, and then click on my picture again. It's going to take you right to that link. Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson, are you ready? You ready to go take that class? Yeah, go take that class. Go sit in on the class. Absolutely. Right? Yeah. Okay, here we go. We got some guesses. All right, here we go. Your blood sugar goes up. Somebody said, Dolly said, oh, who's that? Dalila says that your blood sugar is going to go up when you eat fats. Fats like, nuts and seeds, olive oil, all that stuff. Okay. Nothing happens. No change. All right. It lowers. Okay. Somebody said it drops. Okay. Cool. Mildly goes up. Okay. Here's what happens whenever you eat fats. Nothing. Depends on how much fat, somebody says. Here's what happens. Well, nothing. Nothing happens to your blood sugar. It just stays the same. It doesn't go up, doesn't go down. It's just nice, clean energy. Like nothing really happens. If you're wearing a continuous glucose monitor and you eat some fats, like nothing's gonna happen really. It's just gonna stay the same. So if it was at like 95 and then you eat a whole bunch of avocados and nuts and seeds and all that stuff, all that's going to happen to your blood sugar is just going to go to like 100 probably. That's about it. Nothing really. So it's going to stay the same. Okay, so in the game of Tetris, these are like, the fats are like the small blocks. The fats are like the small blocks. They're real tiny. And what you can do with them, what you can do is you can move, when you're playing a game of Tetris, you can move this thing around. With the small pieces, when they're coming in, you can move that thing around. Check it out. It's just like this, folks. You see this? This is a 1 teaspoon of sugar. This 1 teaspoon of sugar. This is all the sugar that your body wants to see. Blood sugar. It's all it wants to see through your whole body. I don't care how much you weigh. You can weigh 200 pounds, 150 pounds. But generally, this is the amount of blood sugar that you're going to see. So when your blood sugar is at 100, This is how much blood sugar you got. 1 cube when your blood sugar is at 100. Okay? So when these things are coming down, boom. The fats, they're not really doing much. It's just keeping your blood sugar the same. Okay, check it out. Now what happens whenever you eat protein? All right, whenever you eat steak and eggs and all of that other stuff that we talked about, and tofu and tempeh and all that other stuff. Remember we talked about all of that? What's next? I mean, what happens to your blood sugar when you eat protein, folks? Can you tell me? In this game of blood sugar Tetris, what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat some protein? Somebody said yes? And what does that mean? Yes what? Nothing. Slight bump in blood sugar. Okay. No idea. No idea. All right, cool. Stay stable, somebody says. Let's see, any other guesses? Okay, so we got the fats, they stay stable. The pieces are coming down small. The protein, yeah, it does raise it. It does go up, but it doesn't go up by a lot. It only goes up by like a little bit. So it's not, it's like nominal. It's not even really, it doesn't even really matter. So when you eat protein, it's kind of like, yeah, your blood sugar is going to go up, but it's not anything that's like major. It's not like a earthquake. You live in California and you got these earthquakes. You turn on the news later on that night and you be like, yo, I didn't even know that it was a hurricane. I mean, I didn't even know that it was an earthquake today. Well, you'd be like, oh, I didn't know it was an earthquake. Why? It's because it was so low on the Richter scale that it didn't even register. And it's the same thing that happens, folks. It's the same thing that happens when you eat some protein. Yeah, the pieces are coming down a little bit faster. Yeah, the pieces are a little bit bigger. Yeah, you can't be like as forceful with them. You can't play around with them like you can the fats. Yeah, they're coming down faster. They're bigger pieces, but it's not anything that you can't handle. Not anything that you can't handle. These are the proteins. Okay. So those are the proteins. Bigger pieces, comes down a little bit faster, but nothing you can't handle in the game of Tetris. You can easily move on to the next level. Okay. We're playing a game of Tetris, right? That's what we're playing. Think of Tetris. What happens when the levels start getting a little bit harder? What happens when you start going up into the levels? Okay, so with that being said, folks, what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat carbohydrates, folks? Things like pasta, rice, lasagna. Watermelon, mangoes. Bagels. What happens then? Oh yeah, it raises your sugar. Spikes, raises a lot. Raises your sugar. Raises your sugar, spikes a lot. That's what happens. So it's the same thing in the game of Tetris. When you start eating those carbohydrates, those pastas, those rice, those ding-dongs, those ho-ho Twinkies, all of that stuff, you start doing all of that stuff, yeah. That's going to make your blood sugar rise fast. And those blocks, just like in the game of Tetris, they're going to start coming down fast. And who knows what happens in the game of Tetris, folks? When those big blocks, they start coming down real fast, they start coming down like this. What happens in the game of Tetris when those blocks start to pile up? Okay, you got 100, your blood sugar's at 100. Okay, great. Your blood sugar's at 200. You got 2 cubes of sugar. Your blood sugar's at 300. You've got 3 cubes of sugar going through. 3. Those blocks keep filling up, keep filling up, keep filling up. You drink a Mountain Dew, you eat some whole Twinkies, ding dongs, like I said, eat all that out, donuts, all of that. Man, what is going to happen to your blood sugar? It's going to go crazy. And in the game of Tetris, and those blocks start filling up, you guys were right. What happens? Who said it? Let me see what happens. Let's see if we said it. Let's see if we have it. Blocks, and you can't win. Yup, and you can't win. The game will be over. Yup. Any other guesses? Eat home protein for a week. Blood sugar weekend, 10.4, 6.3 in 3 months. Easy. Okay. What happens, folks? In the game of, okay, none of the people chimed in. All right, that's okay. I'm gonna tell you what happens. If you don't know what happens in the game of Tetris, if you never played this game before, doesn't seem like a lot of people have played this game, okay? Which is weird. I don't judge, but it's kind of weird that not a lot of people don't know what Tetris is. But here it is. Check it out. Here's what happens in the game of Tetris. I'll tell you, if you've never played the game or seen the game or even heard of the game, here's what happens. It says, game over. The game's going to be over. Now, if you're insulin resistant, this game of Tetris, these chips will pile up real quick. I'm going to show you what happens. Look. These chips pile up real quick. And it's game over. Look at that. It's game over. It's game over. You see, in the game, you can actually press the reset button. In the game of Tetris, when your game's over, you can press the reset button. But in the real game of blood sugar Tetris, the game of blood sugar Tetris, there is no pressing the reset button. There is no pressing the reset button if they got to amputate your toe. There is no reset button if you lose your vision. There's no reset button on losing your vision. To get your number to the ideal range, 4.9 to 5.3, we're going to need you to play this game a whole lot better. This game of Tetris, the blood sugar Tetris, we're going to have to learn how to play this game a whole lot better. Or if not, it's going to catch up to us. Just like it caught up to a lot of people. Just like it was catching up to me. When I was playing this game of blood sugar Tetris, folks, when I was playing this game, look. When I was playing this game, I was playing the game all wrong. All wrong. Look at that. I was playing the game all wrong, folks. All wrong. Now, had I kept playing the game the same way that I was playing the game, had I kept playing the game by going crazy on the carbs, eating a whole bunch of junk food, just piling up, letting it pile up, and especially if you're insulin resistant, folks. If you're insulin resistant and you're eating all this stuff over here, all the junk food and stuff over there, if you're eating the wrong carbohydrates, you're eating the junky ones like most people eat, the ultra processed ones, again, the Twinkies and the ding dongs and all of that. The chips are going to pile, the pieces of the game are going to pile up very, very quickly. The more insulin resistant you are, the more your A1C is at a 7, an 8, a 9, or 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, those chips are piling up quick. Those blocks are piling up real quick. Your A1C is at a 17. Your blocks, they're coming in fast. And I wish you knew how fast they were coming in. They're coming in fast. Right here. You only need one. You only need one. That's all you need. But we got all these extras. Look how they're stacking. Look how they stack. Keep on stacking this thing, it's going to be game over. Quick. Quicker than what you like. You're like, well, how quick, Kelley? How quick can my game be over? Well, in the game of blood sugar Tetris, your game can be over fast. I just heard a story about someone's game being over at the age of 49 due to, complications for diabetes. You know, my sister passed away 2 years ago at the age of 55 years old. My sister's game was over a lot sooner than what we'd like to be. We still love my sister to be here for another 20 years. She'd be 57 now. But her game ended too quickly. She had diabetes for many, many years. She passed away from complications due to diabetes. So when I tell you folks that you got to get this game right, you got to be a master at this game. You got to go figure out how to take a blood sugar shower. Man, we talked about earlier taking a blood sugar shower every day. Just thinking that all your cells getting all that sugar knocked off of them. Like, oh, every day the cells are getting sugar knocked off of them. You're taking a shower every day, a blood sugar shower. And how do you take a blood sugar shower? By doing the work. By showing up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. What's the work? The work is having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It is a formula. It's a formula, folks. It's called the freedom formula. It's where you get to free yourself from the clutches of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Just like I did. Just like everybody else who's joined the challenge. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. They joined that challenge, folks, and you want to know what happens? They did the work, they showed up, they did the work, they do it again the next day. Here's where you're doing the challenge. The blood sugar, it's called the blood sugar reset challenge because we are resetting your blood sugar. We're basically taking your blood sugar back to boot camp. Okay? Sounds weird to say. You're like, what do you mean you're taking my blood sugar back to boot camp, Kelley? Well, it needs to go back to boot camp. Why? It's because it's been on the blood sugar roller coaster for too long. It's been out there in the streets too long by itself. Just riding roller coasters up and down. You got the ups, the downs, the ups, the downs. You lie awake at night wondering if diabetes is going to steal your future. If that's you, if you wake up at night, if you will stay awake at night wondering if diabetes is going to steal your future, this enemy that we're fighting, if that's you, then the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is your first step to rewriting that story. The question is, what are you going to do? Okay? You got a choice. You can either continue to play the game how you've been playing the game. Because whether you think you're playing a game or whether you think you're not playing a game, it doesn't matter if you think you're playing a game or if you're not thinking a game. It's a game. It's the game of life. Life doesn't care. It's not a game. We can think it's a game, but life doesn't think it's a game. If you're ready to play the game a lot better, if you're ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, if you're exhausted by sticking your finger and dreading the meter when you wake up in the morning, if you say, Kelley, I need help. Why is my blood sugar high in the morning? I need help. Then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is, folks. Here it is. Because we're getting ready to get out of here. We're out of here in 20 minutes. If you join my live today and you say, yeah, you know what, Kelley? I came to your live for a reason. I was just doing this and I came to your live for a reason. And you said, I mean, I've been saying that I need help. You know what that tells me? That tells me that you're here for a reason. And that tells me that it's time for you to, that tells you that it's time for take some action. You need a sign like, oh, this is the help you've been looking for. I promise you. You hang out with me for 2 weeks and it will change your life. It will change your life. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. It is a blueprint. It says, if you do this, if you follow this, you will get off of that blood sugar roller coaster and you will get your life back and you will defeat this game of blood sugar Tetris. Here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. Quiz. There's a quiz. There's a masterclass. All that stuff's free. All the freebies. This page is like Disney World for diabetics. But here it is, folks. For your next A1C test, for you to go in and shock the world, shock your doctor with your next A1C test. If you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, if you've gotten to the point where you've hit rock bottom, maybe you ain't hit rock bottom, but you like, I don't want to hit rock bottom, Kelley. The pain, I don't want to think about the pain, Kelley. What can I do? Here's what you can do. You can join that 14-day challenge. You can join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge like so many people have done. You can accept the challenge. Here's what you get. You can accept the challenge. Or you can continue to do what you've been doing. Those are the choices. You can accept the challenge or do what you've been doing. Because I know a lot of people are just going to take the knowledge. They're just going to take the knowledge and they're going to be like, by the time we end in like 15, 20 minutes, by the time this live ends, they're going to be like, man, I don't remember none of that stuff that man was talking about. Anyhow, back to what playing this game of blood sugar Tetris. Eating whatever I want, whenever I want. I know how it goes. You want to know how I know how it goes? It's because I've been there. Did I not show you my pictures? Did I not show you my pictures? You want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? You use that discount code ESCAPE. That's the live discount code. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for not $99, but $79. But that's it, folks. That's it. That's all. This is where the answers are. Those are the answers that you need. The question is, what choice are you going to make? Now let me sit down, and we're gonna do your questions the last 15 minutes or so. We're gonna do your questions the last 15 minutes or so. Throw your questions. If you got questions over here on this side, throw them in as well. Throw your questions in, folks. Let me see. Let me open up my blinds over here. All right. Let's see if there's any questions. Did I miss any questions, folks? Let's see. Missed any questions? Nope. I ain't missed no questions. All right, quiet bunch. Any questions y'all got, folks? Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Where's the no questions, man? I done went on my soliloquy for the day. Here's the day. We're gonna get ready to get out of here then. Where's the challenge? Where is the challenge? Challenge is right here. It's linked in my bio. It's right here. Click right up here. And you click on my picture again. You're gonna come right here. Here's the quick. Here it is. It's linked in my bio right here. So the bio is right here. Bing, bing. There it is. Here's the challenge right here. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. It is a blueprint that says if you do this work, you're going to get the same results as everybody else has been getting. And that is freedom. That is the escape. In as little as 2 weeks. It's going to shock you, I'm telling you. In as little as 2 weeks, if you do the work, you go take a blood sugar shower, as I say, your blood sugar will not look the same. I promise you it will not. That's it. It's a blueprint. Use that discount code ESCAPE. All right. So let me see. So the question. So let me see if I understand your training. So after 14 days, continue doing the same challenge. You go beyond the challenge after the 14 days. After you do the 14 days, if you graduate through, if you make it through, because like I said, not everybody, think of it like the military. Not everybody makes it through boot camp. 14 days for your blood sugar is a boot camp. In the military, and when I was in the Navy, if you do not make it through boot camp, you have to go back again. You got to pass boot camp before we let you go off into the real Navy. And Lasita, for the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you get through the challenge, and then you graduate from there. Then you go beyond the challenge. You hang out for another 8 weeks. It's called Beyond the Challenge. It's right here. It's right here. Beyond the Challenge. See, you got that's the 14-day challenge, right? And then right there, and then next is Beyond the Challenge. Go beyond the challenge. That's what it is. Go beyond the challenge, right? Right there, go beyond the challenge. Go beyond. See, counting calories. We're not counting no calories. Sleep, we're doing all the areas, right? Look, sleep and beyond the challenge is what we're working on. Peaceful mind, look at that. That's what it's a formula, folks. It's a formula. Active body, watch this. The next one is going to be clean eating. Watch that one. Look, no counting calories. Clean eating. Effective sleep. You remember that formula? Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That's what we do beyond the challenge. But you got to get through the challenge first. How long does it take to lower your A1C by eating healthier and exercising? 2 weeks. And as little as 2 weeks. That's why I say hang out with me for 14 days. And as little as 2 weeks. You're going to go back and your next A1C check, it's going to shock everybody. Just like Jazzy did. Jazzy was on last week. Her A1C went from an 8 to a 6. She came on and told her story. From an 8 to a 6. 2 weeks. How long does it take? Yeah. Is there any vitamins you can take for help? You can take a methylated multivitamin. A methylated multivitamin. That's what it is. You can take it. That's why I start there. But that's regular. It's just a multivitamin, but it's a much better than a regular multivitamin. A1C at a 14, it's 7.7, but losing weight is the hard part. Right? Same thing. If you need help with weight loss as well, that's beyond the challenge. You go beyond the challenge. You get through the challenge. You're going to lose some significant amount of weight. Okay, blood sugar is going to go back to the normal range. Then we can work on your weight. Right? But everybody's got to go through the boot camp first. Everybody goes through the challenge. The way through real freedom, the way the whole transformation, like that transformation I showed you, that wasn't 2 weeks. That was my whole transformation. That was over a year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to do that. It's 8 weeks beyond the challenge. My brother, 58, horrible shape because of diabetes. Yeah. It's a choice. It's a choice, Day. It's a choice. That's his choice at 58 years old. That's his choice. Nothing we can do about it. It's as sad as that is to be, that's the truth. There's nothing that we can do. Your brother's going to do what your brother wants to do. Because it's about choices. All righty. Let's see. Where is the challenge? No, so we got back to that one. So let me see. Okay, here's more challenge. Here's more questions. All right. What kind of food group for type 2 diabetes? Real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, beans, chicken, turkey, fish, salmon, eggs, tofu, tempeh. Those are the categories. The 14-day challenge is $79 if you use the discount code ESCAPE. You use the discount code ESCAPE. That is where you're joining the challenge. So somebody just joined the challenge, and shout out to them. You join the challenge for $79 if you use that discount code ESCAPE. It's normally $99, you're right. But if you use that discount code ESCAPE, it's $99. $79, sorry. And like I said, somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to them. How can I get your meal book? the meal book, there's a lot of freebies on my page. Right? But all of the meal stuff, that's inside of the challenge. Like that's all inside the recipes and all that. That's inside of the challenge. What if your blood? Hold up. What if your blood? What kind of food is okay? I already answered that one. If your blood sugar was 6.2 and it went down to 5.2, can it go back up? Yeah, it can go back up. You can go back up if you stop maintaining your pace. Whatever you did to get it there, if you changed your diet, if you started exercising, if you stopped doing all that stuff, yeah, it'll go back up. It will. It'll go back up. Just like me. If I went back to my old ways, all the weight will come back. All of that stuff will come back. Yeah, it will. How can I get your meal book? Like I said, all the stuff is inside of the challenge. No Ozempic needed. Last week, Prince. Last week you missed it. It was on Friday. Jazzy came on and she told her story. She joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. She did. She was on Ozempic. She was on. I don't know if it was Ozempic. It was a GLP-1. I don't know which one it was. But she was definitely on metformin. She said, and then she was trying to name some other ones. We don't even know the other ones. Okay. 2 weeks later, her doctor took her off her medication. Her doctor did that. Took her off the meds because her A1C went from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Stephen, his went from a 7.1 to a 5.7, 14 days. But that's not from taking it easy, right? You don't need Ozempic if you show up and you do the work and you do it again tomorrow. That's the Ozempic that you need. Showing up and doing the work. That's the only Ozempic that you need. And you do it again tomorrow. Yeah, steak. Steak's a part of the plans. You do steak in the 14-day challenge. You do steak there. You can do steak, you can do eggs, you can do chicken, you can do tofu, you can do tempeh. We're doing all the food groups, okay? Except for dairy. We ain't doing dairy though, okay? No dairy in the 14-day challenge. Sorry, folks. If you think that there's dairy there, then sorry, then 14-day challenge is not going to be for you because we're not doing dairy in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're okay with that, join the challenge. But if you're not, if a lot of people have reasons, and that could be one of their reasons. That could be one of their list of whys. One of their list of whys saying, I am never giving up cheese. That is their reason. They're never giving up cheese. Can non-diabetic include sugar in their carbs if they are active? Yeah, absolutely. 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 Where's the link to join? Right here. It's linked in my bio right here. Right here, click right up here. Click on my picture again. And then you're going to come to this link right here. You're going to come to this link right here, folks. Boom. Not that link. This link. There it is. That link. Same thing over here, folks. Click that link in my description. And you're going to, as soon as that first link, you'll see that link. Click that link. You're going to see something like that. Here's where all the goodies are, folks. That's where the quiz is. That's where the quiz, 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. The 45-minute masterclass is absolutely free, folks. All you got to do is get in there and pay attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. And finally, there's more goodies on here. It's a grab bag of stuff. It's a grab bag of stuff. I told you, it's kind of like Halloween. As a kid, you wanted to get all the Halloween candy that you could, but your mom wouldn't let you eat it, so she hid the candy from you. But you wanted to get at all that candy, didn't you? Well, now as an adult, we flip the script up on your mom. Like, Mom, we flipped the script on you. Kelley created this link right here that if you're suffering from diabetes, insulin resistance, now I can get all the freaking candy I want, Mom. Look at all this stuff on here. So much candy on here, it's ridiculous. The quiz, the masterclass, the PDF, that's all free stuff. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you can book a call. You can do the challenge. You say, listen, I'm ready, man. I've gotten to the point where change isn't just desire, it's downright necessary. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Okay. That's what you say that you said. That's what you say that you want. Now, if that's what you want, you're going to have to put some work behind it. 14-day challenge is work. Everything on my page is free except for the challenge, because I know it's work. And I know that when people run into work, and if I give it to you for free, and you run into some work, you run into some challenges, you're probably going to stop, right? But here's the thing. Like I said earlier, when the pain comes knocking, let your whys answer the dang on door. When the pain comes knocking, it's going to be a challenge. But when the pain comes knocking, when you're in the challenge, the pain is going to come knocking. It's going to be like, Kelley, this is hard. Maybe this is hard. Yeah, it's hard. That's why most people won't do it. That's why most people won't accept my challenge, because it's hard. But it's 2 weeks. And at the end of those 2 weeks, you're going to be like, I went through some hard stuff. But on the other side of it, I'm a whole lot better. Because like I said before, the same fire that melts butter also hardens steel. Are you butter or you steel? Butter, you steel. Okay? But that's it, folks. We're getting ready to get up out of here. Oh, yeah. And sorry, the last part about that, the challenge. If you want to join the challenge, you use that discount code ESCAPE. ESCAPE. So up there, it's ESCAPE. Thank you for the Daily Heartbeat. It's ESCAPE. For my people who have graduated and they've done the 14-day challenge and they're ready, next week we're going beyond. Next week we're going beyond the challenge. That's when beyond the challenge we'll be ready next week. So you graduated from the challenge and you want to keep the results going. You want to do a total transformation. You don't just want to stop at the reset. You want to do a total transformation. This one's going to go beyond the challenge. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. We're here every day, Monday through Saturday, 7:15 Central Time to 11 Central. So 8:15 Eastern Time in the morning until noon, which was noon right now. I'm getting ready to turn noon. That's it, folks. Every day, Monday through Saturday. But until then, folks, here's where we're going to get out of here, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. But here's what I want y'all to remember. I want you to remember that, like I said before, about choices. Everybody's saying about like this is my, my brother, my dad, and my uncle, whoever. So they're suffering from this condition. But here's the thing, though. When we're born, we look like our parents. But when we die, we look like our choices.